Here we go now. 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 Here we go now.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Make it clap.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021, Nepal, sponsored by Over-19 Pro. Book of your fun and a huge shout out to our official media partner, Nemo TV. Today, it's the day that Group A and another group, basically Group B and Group C, will take part and they'll play their other four matches. And yesterday, we saw Group A and D were playing up against each other. My name is Phoenix Shimans, and alongside me is Erangel Trooper.
Well, hello, Shivansh. How are you doing? And well, I'm really excited for the day. Tell us what to anticipate from the day from Group B and Group C.
Okay, so I have high expectations from the teams who are playing in the Group B and Group C because now they are going to play the other four matches as I just told you earlier. The important part is only top 15 teams will qualify for the finals and they will try their level best so that they can maintain a good lead against the teams who are already.
Well, certainly, but JyanMaara, they look just out of the out of the entire cluster over there. They've got a really staggering lead, but they've set the target in 8 matches. But all these teams from Group B and Group C who are playing today are going to play their match number 5, 6, 7, and 8, and by the end of the day, they're going to have a real good look at where all these teams are going to stand inside the overall standings. Because, as Shivans told us, that only and only top 15 teams would go ahead from this region and join Skylight Gaming, who are just eagerly waiting for all these teams inside the regional finale, where there's going to be 4 days of competition inside the finale, and every team would be playing 16 matches over there.
Yep, every single team will play the 16 matches and 4 matches per day. But why these teams are playing so good and why these teams are hungry for those places for is this massive prize pool, $29,200 on the line. If you're going to finish in the first place, you'll get $3,600 as well as a ticket to PMPL Season 4.
Well, money is a big motivation, but that's not for that PMPL season 4 is even a bigger motivation for all that because this
Yeah.
is the gateway, right? We have talked about this a lot, but how is that #1 or even #16 going to get decided? It's going to be based on the basis of this point structure. 15 for the chicken dinner, the second place gets 12, and the third place gets 10 points, and the overall scenario is dominated by 1 point per kill, and that is really important thing.
It certainly is very, very important because if you're going to secure a ticket dinner and you have almost 10 hit points in your backpack, then it's going to put it to 25 total. But let's talk about the squad booster of Group B. We have 2 RGR Xtreme Outlaws, Team Cops, Team Huddle, and this team kind of struggling, but let's see how they're going to perform today. GURKHAxBATTALION 5, my name. Hoody Esports to secure the chicken dinner first day of the PMCO AsOne Unity. This team has 2 chicken dinners their backpack. So yeah, they're looking pretty strong and they're quite happy with this. And we have the team Trust Deepers is one of my favorite team in Group C, H2O Esports Wizzies with Vibe. This team you have to look out for, and they were astonishing. They were, showcasing that astonishing performance. CN Esports is already there. Seven Global Talks, Kira Peace Flow is already in Group C.
Well, yes, there are a lot of qualified teams in both these groups, and they're going to go up against each other. But I can already see a few teams that have been disqualified for various reasons out there. But without them, this is how the overall ranking looks like after post match 12, where some of the teams have completed 8 matches, and and the teams that are playing today have completed just 4 matches. So no teams from that are contesting today are going to feature on the first page of the overall ranking at the start of the day. But the things might really change as we progress through the day over here, because we have got 4 teams on the page number 2: H2O Esports, AsOne Unity, and Wizards with Vibes, Trust the Process. They're going to be playing today, and they're going to really try hard and make an appearance on the first page.
Yeah, for sure. But right now they're on the safer side as well, as you just mentioned about as we knew Digi and Trusty Process. They are just present on just above the top 15 slot. So yeah, they are quite happy till now. But for sure they will be looking out for that first page of the overall ranking. But we have to our GR on the 17 Battalion 5 on 18, Hoody Esports on 19, C9 on 16. But look at that. Kachumba, Xtreme Outlaws, Nation Esports, Peter Peaceful, 7 Dogs, as well as Team Huddle. All these teams, they just completed their 4 matches. Now they
Ooh,
completed their
look at
Huddle.
this.
Yeah, as I just mentioned earlier, Huddle, they were struggling.
Well, yes, and they're really struggling bad with 4 matches. They've just managed to get 3 points. This is by far so low, but these are really bad
Yeah,
numbers
it
for them.
is.
But let's see how they're going to change their stance. But on this page, I can see a lot of teams that are just featuring for the first time, and it's going to be really important for them how they're going to deal with the situation of coming back. But as the day progresses, we're going to find out, and how is the day going to progress on the basis of this schedule. In 21st, Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, and then we once again go back to Erangel for the last and final game. And by the end of that Erangel, every single team during this in the semi-finale stage would have completed 8 matches. So the number of matches played is going to get reset the second time during the semi-finale leg today by the end of today's matches. But when it resets the third time, that is the most important point, and that is going to be after day number 6, when everyone would have completed their 12 matches. And on the basis of that result, we are going to decide who are going to be that 15 teams who are going to be part of the
Yeah.
PMCO regional finale.
Still have to wait for that, but the days are less so as the number of games, but these teams they're already prepared for that. We were
Well,
talking about this as you were talking about this, Cooper, that JyanMaara, they are at the top. But the interesting part is without securing a single chicken dinner.
well, yes, no chicken dinners for them, but back-to-back appearances inside the final circles. They've got a really good kill point that they're dominating right now. But we'll talk about them when they come back tomorrow. But for now, we have these 15 teams that are going to drop inside this map of Erangel, and everyone looks of Team Corps is just a three-man team. Other than
Yeah.
them, everyone is a full squad over here, and 59 players who are going to jump inside this lobby. And this plane path has sort of a eastern tilt, so we were casting South Asia wildcard regions a little while earlier, and both the Erangels we witnessed a western tilt of the plane path, and this and the circle you predicted went towards the eastern side. So, what are you predicting? Is the circle going to be towards Georgiapol here?
I think so. I have high hopes, but it is going to be formed towards the north, western side, favoring Kuchenki Katka. Worry, I don't think that is going to be in that circle. But let's see, Rozok. So the department of Rozok, they are going to be in that circle. Let's see if my prediction is right or wrong again. If we talk about Pop, as you just mentioned, they are playing with the female lineup, but they are again dropping down to their favorite drop location, which is Novo Illinois.
Well, they are certainly dropping over into the Ripnoy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and it's going to be really interesting soon how they're going to deal with all this. And what a prediction coming in! Wow, we're getting some hold of the first circles. To be really honest, there, Shivansh. Yes.
But look at that. Only one team, MYN as well as AsOne. These are the only two teams who are inside the circle. Everyone else, they are present on the eastern side of the map. This is going to be hell lot of a trouble for every single team if they got stuck in those, early fights or while they're moving inside the circle.
Well, yes, and a lot of rotations are going to be a part of this game because look at this. All the teams just finding themselves pretty close to those eastern coastal areas. And now they got to start rotating. I really like the position of the Gurkha Battalion, 5 players. They're in a split situation on the military island, and they would be just rushing in for that rotation quite early. I feel like that. Or maybe if they would have spotted the parachutes on the military base, can be a situation where they can set up a bridge camp for them. And a bridge camp so early in the day, coming in from a strong team like Gurkha Battalion 5, it's going to be really interesting.
As you just mentioned earlier, that the Bridge Camp, Italian 5, they always, opted for these type of strategies. We saw they tried their level to same thing, but they end up while getting a fight just present towards those military based area. Now, the Bridge Camp will be quite an interesting if we will do that, but somehow, if you are in the center of the circle, then it's more important. But look at that clown spotted now, the players of Tira Peaceful. He's haven't fired a shot yet. We just don't want to compromise this position because the players are 2,250 meters far away from safe zone.
This is a very unusual drop location in a competitive game, but I really don't see a lot of good results while from dropping from here. But let us see if it's going to work for them. They're just rotating over the from over the city of Ismail right now and using these ridges to traverse towards the eastern coast. Let's see how far they're going to aggress inside this first instance of the rotation, first round of rotation that they're executing, because the circle is going to keep on shifting, and you got to make sure that you can find your space inside the next circle, and that is the challenge. But look at this, Kira. Two players go down, and he's still rotating. Or are you going to turn back? That's going to be something. No, he's not turning back. He's just giving up on his teammates over there, and they're both going to get picked off. So Hoody Esports, they're down to. They've got a good start over here. They just get 2 players. They've picked off 2 players already from that rotation of Kira Peaceful. Couldn't have been better start for them.
Yeah. 2 skills secured by Esports. Now they have the vehicles as well, so that they can move inside the circle. As just mentioned, this is one of the best start they ever expect. Now, Hoodie, falling back, he will go from the Lipovka road side. So yeah, this will be an interesting turn of events if we need to work caught them off guard. Now, okay, so it seems like they're just moving towards the northern side of the map, and yeah, again going for the safe rotation. I love it. Teams in the lobby, the players are still here. Only 2 players got killed, but received some more damage. Very this.
Well, nothing to worry about, but yeah, a little bit of a damage surely. But these players are just now starting to pick up pace, and they're already looking aggressive. And this, look at this. This is so important, right? They know this area so beautifully. They're just stationing themselves just outside the Kamishki city and making sure that there's no one inside the city before making their next move. So they just want to upgrade their loot, get some more utilities, maybe, or are they just hunting for kills? Oh, they were just hunting for kills. When they realize that the city is empty, they just moved out. Nice. Well, look at here. We're moving towards the water city here. We've got My Nation Esports, Psycho on our screen right now, looting up the city. And his teammates just moving in a buggy and a US with them. Let's see how they're going to just control the game. But this is exactly what we were anticipating, right? And this is exactly what has happened. Gurkha Battalion 5 on Troy on your screen with an M4, but have the lads of Kutumba, Spidey, are they sensing something? Are they sensing something here? That is going to be very important because they're just not coming to the rotation. 2 players. Oh, he's got one of the lads go through, and the second one goes down. So the bridge cap situation working in the favor of Gurkha, and really a bad and tricky situation for the players of Kashi down there, for the lads of Kutumba out there, but shots being taken on Fry. His teammate is down as well on the bridge itself, so they got to be really cautious. And if Deepan from this Bison, if he can sort of create an opening, I think rather than a Bison, an AKM or a dab shot would be a better option on this distance. But let's see. Ooh, on Fry goes down now. Now, is Spidey going to come in towards the side? That's going to be the question. The bridge is camped on the military side, and 2 of the players are down already. Pressure being applied on both teams from each other, and this is going to be an amazing situation. But there's a third team as well that was also present on the Snow Island. They also decide to cross and use this military bridge. At this point, it's going to be a very bad situation. But for now, Kutumba, they have got their backline skills, but they are heading for the coup. They've created some distraction, or are they going back? Yes, they are going back. They've decided not to continue towards from this bridge, and they're going to find an alternate way. And 2 kills have been gifted to the lads of Gurkha Battalion 5 over here. They've got the loot, and they just lost. They haven't lost any player. So the bridge camp is sort of a successful deal. But look at this. There's yet another vehicle over there. Well, Gurkha Battalion 5. This is exactly what they wanted. And a real good read of the situation coming in from the IGL of Gurkha Battalion 5 over there. And the kind of drop they had picked up for themselves. And they should have
Yeah.
spotted those. They should have spotted those parachutes landing on to the military island. And yep, exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Just blocked the island, picked up 2 kills for themselves, got some extra bit of a loot. Just go ahead in the game. 2 bonus kills for you. Well executed.
You know what? Those kills can help him a lot. But we talk about AsOne Unity. They are present on the 12th on the overall ranking with 2 chicken dinners in their backpack. Played just 4 matches. This is going to be their 5th. Focusing on rotations, moving from the Everest side. And the kill department is still 0 because we all know this is the first circle and players never want to engage in some early skirmishes. And this is a good jump from the side of the players of 7 Global Thugs. Now, 3 players moving from the same side as with Unity. They were following the same path, but right now, 7 Global Thugs, they are moving from the right hand side of the Everest. So both the teams are pretty close to each other, yet so far.
Well, they are, but look at this. The Western Coast still part of this game, and this is looking interesting already. The position of TDP got those scattered houses towards that side. They're split beautifully, and they're going to get a lot of information with these incoming rotations that are coming towards their side. But they've also mounted onto their vehicle. Maybe they're looking for a more centralized position. I would have been fairly happy if I would have been in their shoes at that spot inside the zone. But look at this. There's someone who's picked up an MG3. The players from Team Hoodie. They've already got 2 kills against Kirapi Slow, and now they've got this beast of a weapon, MG3. Let's see what they're going to do with this.
Let's see what are they going to do with this. But 2RGR, they are games with the players of Wizzies with vibes, and we all know that they love to play with those mid-range fight, and they love those mid-range fight. And look at that Delta, he's using a 6 times on an AK. Not an ideal situation, but if you know how to control it, if you know how to use it, then yup, just go for it. Rule stuff from a different angle using the DMR specialist from the side of Wizzies with vibes. Now, still sticking with the same gun. He has it 4 times. That one knocked out player don't die. I don't think so. The revival, the chances of revival going to be there because Delta is there to finish things off, confirmed his skill. Now, Wizzies with vibes, they have that 1 kill in their favor.
Well, they already have that kill, right? And let's see how they're going to go about in this game from this point onwards because they've got the Gatka. They're going to witness a lot of rotation coming in from these open landscapes that you can sort of watch out from the Gatka region. But trust the process. They've been sitting here for so long, right? They've been here for so long, and this is a split situation. This is a 2v2 split situation that they're executing. They've got hold of the concrete cubes inside the vicinity towards the western coast, and they're already looking decent. And the challenge they've been put forward in front of all these players that are rotating. But Team Huddle taking some damage out from the blue, quite far away, and they're still very close to the city. Let's see how they can make their appearance because they've got a lot of distance to cover.
Yeah, they certainly have a lot of distance to cover, and look at that. Players are going for those individual rotations. Bahadur on the other side just leading his team so that they can move inside the circle. But as I just mentioned earlier, the distance is quite a lot, but the damage is not that much because this is again second zone as with Unity just hiding inside the squad house. So they have good control of this squad house present just towards the southern side of the hospital. Now, this squad house, it's very important in this circle because we already saw that the circle is favoring the northwestern side, in fact, of the map, and they've been Okay, he got knocked out by his own vehicle. Wow.
That's a skill some of us need to learn, really. But yes,
I know.
Saitama now. I was referring to you only, but
What? Okay.
this this is the MK14 here in the airdrop number 2 with level 3 gears and a backpack and a tactical stock. But that's so far off from the land, from the coast over there. I don't think
Wow.
anyone's going to lay their hand. But we've got an amazing Georgia pool circle over here. TDB are still going to find themselves inside the zone, and GN Esports, they are in a split situation, and one of the lads have just been picked off by TDB. So they got to be really, really cautious. All these teams who are just rotating in from the southern edge have got to be really, really cautious because there's a lot of high ground and terrain that is being controlled by these teams, and it's going to be very important for them with how they are going to make their way through without taking damage.
You know where it went she and the players were moving inside the circle towards the southern side at that situation, at that moment basically, the zone takes a drastic shift and he got off guard and that's why he got punished. Akasopi trying his level best to connect some bullets, connect few bullets, but no, that was not the case. Kira, he's still Sujin now. He got stuck in a difficult position again. The team they dropped down to 2 players by the players of Hoody Esports. Now it's Wizzies with 5 who just end their journey. Kira Pisto takes an exit at 15.
Well, yes, the journey is ended for them already. It's quite early in the game that they have been eliminated just on the 14th minute mark over here. And the kill tally for Wizards with Vibes has just rose up to 3 kills already. And Playzone is claiming players out there. So when the circle is shifted so far away towards the western side and all those teams dropping towards the eastern edge, some of them are finding difficulties to even make it inside the third zone as well. And they're just going down over here. But so many of the teams already controlling crucial positions. Look at this. The hospital is occupied. The compound towards the southern part is being controlled by S2O and AsOne Esports. They are holding that squad house in the distance as well. So 3 teams on your screen right now holding 3 good strategy concrete cover. And there's a rotation incoming on the minimap as well. So we've got to keep our eyes open as to which team is coming towards this direction so late in the third circle because these sort of concrete covers are not going to be left open for so late.
Let's see. 3 teams in the same vicinity. Hospital. It's being controlled by Hoody Esports, and this is going to be amazing for him. And now, 2RG are playing on the edge, have good control of these 3 particular compound. AsOne versus H2, as just mentioned, both the teams were pretty close to each other, exchanging a lot of bullets. Trade has been secured, but knock has been secured. Apologies here, but the revival could be a little bit. But Kutumba in a bit of trouble because Kai OP spots him down when he was just moving inside the circle. The players from Kutumba Esports now they are pretty safe, but taking a lot of damage of the blue. Kazi, he has that 4 on his M4, spots down 3 players. In fact, fired a single shot, finally dead, and able to connect with a single.
Look at this hardship towards the
Oh,
Everest,
wow.
and it's going to put everyone off guard. How are they going to deal with this massacre situation? Look at that. No one was there inside that part of the circle, and now everyone is sort of rushing in. It's going to create a chaos inside the game over there, and all these teams are going to find it so difficult. And amidst all this situation, AW with an 8x drops on the surface of Erangel, but I don't think anyone is going to find that time right now during the process of rotation to pick onto this gun. But yes, in the later on stages, this looks like a good place to put up a camp just when someone will be trying to gatekeep these teams. If then someone might just pick up an AWM, but if you can somehow take this to the Everest top with an 8x, the AWM is going to be devastating.
For sure, and it can easily destroy everyone's hope. Now, in fact, Brighton sticking with the M16 in this 4th circle. They have good control of these 2 compounds. But 7 global thugs, the kill department is still 0. Haven't taken a single kill. In fact, we still have 14 teams alive in this lobby. 16 minute. We hit the 16-minute mark, and 4th circle just closing in. Stu Whitey, this lad has a lot of experience right now in the lobby, and he is making sure that he will make things difficult for some of his opponents. Now, GURKHA gonna move inside the circle to RGR. They're quite struggling. Lost one player. The vehicle is heavily damaged. Players got thrown down. And now Battalion 5, they are present on the back lines.
Well, they are, and look at that wrist rotation coming in from the hands of 2GR right now, and they are just playing in a different strategy, right? Two of the players deployed, and the other two were first giving a good cover fire, but when they reached the edge, they started giving that same privilege to the other two teammates, and it's a really good teamwork that this team is executing right now. And I mean, all these things, a Mini 14 is doing some damage from TDP Shagar as well. It needs being blasted, and the Unity is being used so beautifully by all these players, but the players are falling down. And look at Shagar, he's going to steal a kill. Yes, he's going to, but his teammate is going to get pulled off, and Shagar stopping very close to this action. It's not a good stop, a good spot to pick up and stop amidst the rotation, but he goes down as well. And while all this is happening, Kutumba also get eliminated out of the game, and the play zone is claimed by the player Eddie from the side of Kutumba, not looking a very good side. But 2GR, they get shot from the back line as well, and GM Esports, 2GR GM Esports eliminated. This is going to halt a little bit of an action that was developing at a really high pace over here.
Yep, so on domination. Secure 3 kills. TDP also stepping up, but losing out those individual. Hoody Esports got stuck against the players of Wizards with Vibes. And Rules are now on rampage. This man is phenomenal right now. Look at that. How many kills this team secured? 6. And out of those, 5 kills in the name of Rules. Oh my goodness. This man is crazy. Battalion 5, so close to the players of TDP. Sagun still hiding behind that buggy, playing on the edge of the circle. Now, look at the circle. Look at the minimap. Every single player just waiting for this hard shift. And yeah, let's move towards the western side. What
So all
about
those
this?
teams, yes, who have taken the higher ground like AsOne Unity, they are going to be in a very difficult situation now, and there is a team other than them as well who's just got to make their move towards the lower side and towards that hospital side, and all those teams who were earlier holding to those compounds, they have somehow left that squad house open. It's going to be very difficult for all these teams to just cover up this circle right now.
Yeah, but it's going to be very difficult for teams. In fact, the teams who are inside the circle, they are not safe because teams will collide, they will face off. And look at that grenade on top of Comet. It received only 5% damage. He is ready. They just popped up a lot of smoke. Dominic just lead the charge, moving in, moving forward, stop down because AsOne Esports, they are ready. They are ready for this fight. Zone closing in. Xtreme Outlaws making a strong move. TDP Aku from different fight. He got taken down. Battalion 5 stepping up. But look at that. C9 Wizard. Oh, wow. CN Wizard. Apology there. He got picked off. Now, Gunda just tossing one grenade. Just going to top one grenade on top of C9, CN and Cyanide. He also put down.
Well, yes, said Esports get eliminated by this now. Now, teams were now look at this. They're using the high ground to create some space for themselves when they would be moving in. But Shigar is on domination, holding the players from Team Corps. He's got that all-important revive from his teammates, and they've sort of just camped at that part of the map right now. And look at this, so many vehicles, a little bit of a cover to play with, but they also got to be worried about Ontroy and his teammate, the two lads from Gurkha Battalion who are just towards the back line where TDP is holding up. They've also got 5 kills already in this game, and they're making a significant impact. They're making some loud noises over there. Ontroy gets picked off, but the lads of 7GT, they are still holding on to that compound. But the guys from Unity now making the charge. They've come downhill and they're making sure to hurt everyone that they can find on. And every single rock, every single cover is being checked by all these lads over here.
Yeah, but TDP, that one lad, in fact, that one single lad just dishing out a lot of damage. 3 players have survived on the side of TDP, secured 6 kills, looking pretty decent inside the circle. AsOne Esports spot out Dominic, and now he's just hiding behind the smoke cover. So as the players of MYN, let's see. He was so good with this AKM H2O Esports faced out Mirage and they take an exit. Dominic also been shut down by Stefan, as I just mentioned. The players from AsOne were very close to that one single lad, and he has been taken down. Now, the players from the side of AsOne Esports literally exchanging a lot of bullets. in fact, a lot of utilities. And Xtreme Outlaws, without securing a single kill, they go down at the 10th. Akash is using that AWM, and the circle is favoring AsOne. But oh my god, that grenade was so close to Akash.
Well, it really was. But the good thing with this team right now is they've got all the four players still inside the game. Saitama needs a revive, but I think, yes, that is being executed by Mr. Panda over there. They've got a good bridge to play, and they've got the shift of the circle towards their favor as well. And this can certainly be their game. This is exactly what you want at the start of game number 5 in this sort of format, and this is exactly what they have got. Now, if someone else takes the chicken dinner away from AsOne Unity, it's going to be their mistake completely. They've got the ridge, they've got the ship of the circle, and now the teams are rotating towards them. So they've got to keep eyes behind their back, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Players falling down in all directions. Huddle trying to make an impression, but look at that denial coming in from 7 Global Thugs.
Team Huddle, that was good approach by the final player from the side of Team Huddle, but at the end, he was taken down. 7VG tried to turn on the domination, secure 3 kills, 7 Global Thugs. They have to move that circle, a few seconds left in there, and GURKHAxBATTALION fight. They go down at the 8th. To that top, he has an 8 never ever got that. 11 tickets, a fresh 11 tickets, got out Tal, dished out some amount of damage. Again, the ridge is providing them a lot to cover. AsOne Esports, this 2+2 split is going to be lethal in front of 7 Global Thugs. Make sure that they are pretty safe. That's where they pop another smoke. Visits with fight from a different angle. Punishment of players of 7VGT. 7GT, in fact. Now, the thing is pretty good. They take an exit at the 6th.
Yeah, they certainly do take an exit now. But look at these players. They're still keeping their numbers intact. All the 4 players in life. Saitama making sure to hurt players with that grenade out there. Carl goes down. And his teammate, he falls down as well to Akash. So there's 4 kills inside the tally of the team of AsOne Unity. On the other side, Wizards with Vikes are also making some serious statements out there inside the kill feed. They've already got 11. Oh, wow! What an AWM shot on Delta over there, Mr. Knox. And the Observer, kudos to that work to catch that knock. Beautifully, he was just left speaking for those shots and beautifully picked off that AWM, that suppressed AWM, Mr. Akash inside the final circles over here.
Yup, perfect suppressed AWM shot on the head. Now, Malik surviving time to rock, making sure that he has extra cover, but that's it. It's over. In fact, 2 teams that takes an exit, just one thing you say. Top, as well as Nation Esports, and third to secured 1 kill, but they have enough placement points so that can end their journey in this match. With 5, all the 3 players are alive. Delta, he needs a revival, but I don't think so it's possible. But no, Rebel still sticking with the revive. They have 25 seconds left on the clock. Just check out that. 36 meters, Trooper. AsOne, pretty comfortable, pretty decent inside the circle. Wizards with 5, they have to move inside the circle as well as they have to make sure that they
Look at
need
this.
a good compound. Yeah.
Look at this, the kind of smokes that have been deployed by AsOne just because of the fact that they've got to move a little bit northern side.
Wow.
But Saitama gets picked off with this beautiful spray coming in with this left knee once again from Rules right now. He's the X factor in this fight. He's already got 7 kills for his team. The confidence is really high for Vikes with Gaming. But on domination is Mr. Akash as well with an AWM in his hand. He's looking to transfer another knock onto the lads of Wizards with Vikes over there. It's a 4v3 situation. AsOne Gaming have still got all the 4 players in their tally stacked and taking this fight, but Rules, he's just denying them that easy chicken dinner. He's just doing all the things that can be done, and nade after nade from Malik towards the direction, and he picks one, and he takes down the health of other as well. Saitama might go down to this state. He will. This is a 2v3 situation now. Mr. Akash in a flying position. Gunda is just hoping that Panda might fall back to him and the revive can be held. But is that going to be allowed? No. And the vehicles are being exploded beautifully, completely aggressive. Stars picked up by the lads over here from Wizards with White. Yes.
Yeah, but Akash, look at that. Received a lot of damage. He was speaking from the left angle, brought down to only 10. Now it's a 3v2 situation. We saw it was a 4v2. Delta, he got that angle. He knew where Akash was. Now it's going to be 3v1. Can Gunda clutch it out? No, this is going to be a difficult task. from the left angle. Watch out, Rules. But Rules, you're not enough. His 1v1 duel skills are so good. Versus with White, you find him back there 40 meters away from the safe zone. One player got knocked out. In fact, he got finished while moving inside the circle. Still, they secured 31 points on the board. Trooper. This is massive.
Well, this certainly is massive. 16 kills again then are coming in, 31 points. In this game, they become the first team to appear on the first place overall standing as from the today. And if they continue this sort of a run, if they continue this sort of a jump inside the overall standings, I don't think even JyanMaara can hold on to that hope by the end of the day.
A big statement, but yeah, totally agree with that point because the way this team is playing Rules, sir.
Look at
Guess
that.
by this one lad.
Wow.
Wow.
10 kills for them, 1462 damage. Take a Warrior Clan over there. Reese
Yes.
is absolutely outstanding. And wow, what is he pulling off over here? This is a really, really good game coming in from inside. Use this as well for about 1462. That's the damage a lot of teams would be proud of if they reach out in an entire game. And this is what he has been able to pull off alone over here.
You know what, Trooper? He thrives of these type of scenarios. That's why he collect 10 kills. Delta on the second rank in the top players secure 3 kills. Saitama and Akash Loki, they were so good on third and fourth position, secure 5 and 3 kills respectively. But TDP Shaka, this player, he was so good. Dished out 513 damage. The damage kill ratio is also good. 3 out of 500 damage. Now, if we talk about the longest distance kill, it was from the side of Delta. It is 273 meters, highest damage dished out by Rules. Obviously, Spy, sir, he used the most utilities. That is 90.
Well, he did, but Malik also getting 3 assists for himself. Amazing game. This is a big game. The way Whites they have performed over here. Wizards with Whites have performed over here. It's an amazing game for them, and it's really going to up their confidence so much because this is just not about getting into the regional finale, right? A team like this is definitely going to go through, but it's about carrying the momentum, taking it forward inside the finale leg as well. And look at this, 31 points here. If you can perform like this in an Erangel game, you can just do wonders anywhere. So let's see how this team is going to go about in the next 3 days in the next 3 matches remaining for the day. But on the second page of the match ranking over here, we've got 2 GM Esports. They were looking to get some points. Even Kutumba and Kira Peace Flow go down cheaply. They really need to find a figure to come back.
Yeah, they certainly need a figure to find out. But PUBG Slow, that was not started. Expected Hobby Esports. They were the reason why they are at the 15th. Then after that, if I'm not wrong, it was Busy's with Vibes who eliminated him from the lobby. But the important part is, as I just mentioned it earlier, we saw in the match summary that one player, and that is Malik, he has the highest amount of utilities. He was in the old lineup of White. Now he is busy with Fire, and he is showcasing the same thing. The spray from the side of the players of 2RGR, it was awesome. But holding that angle for too long, it was an amazing job because TDP at that moment, they were moving inside the circle.
And yes, as we were talking as well, that this was AsOne Unity second dinner, right? And if someone has to deny them that they have to snatch it from them, and that's exactly what Wizards with Hype that they've been able to pull off over here. And looking so good, right? Stopping 7 global thugs as well, and even the beautiful AWM shots. Amazing work from the observers in the Nepal region, and I'm absolutely loving what they're doing. But look at this! Wow. This nade, this back-to-back utility users coming in from the Nats of Wizards of Vibes. Even Mr. Panda was denied to go behind that rock and get a revive, and then Akash fell down. It was down to a 1v3 situation, and Rules, he alone is good enough for that sort of a situation, and he makes sure to get that kill even in his tally and enter the double digit. But this is how the overall standing is looking like. Even AsOne Unity, they have made it to the first page over here. 75 points for them inside the overall standings. And if the day goes on like this for them, they might just find themselves very high on the overall ranking today. But 3 more matches to go for them. And this is the statement out for all those who have already completed their 8 matches that you've got to be rating on your toes. Look at underrated rookies. They have slipped out on the points table from the hashtag team mark itself, and that is where you would love to be, right? They've been denied that position over there because Hoody Esports, Gurkha Battalion, all these seasons are overtaken.
And now it looks like Leader Esports, YM Esports, they are not that safe as well because we can see Hoodie Esports
Yes.
and Gurkha Battalion 5, they're also moving up. So as the teams who are on the third place of the overall ranking. Now, look at that. Team Corps, finally a green mark from the side of Team Corps on 21 with 28 only points. Now, CN Esports, they are heavily dependent on those placement points because we can see that clearly. 24 placement points, only 6 kills in their favor, 32 points in their name. Now, teams like Kalyug to RGR, they have to do something. Kalyug, they already completed their 8 matches. Now, this is the time for 2RGR to shine.
Well, it is, but certainly they are missing out on the trick, right? And look at Kira Pisto, Hanan, Kutumba, how low on the overall standing, and they really need to change things. And it's sad to see that they're trying really hard.
Yeah.
That those rotations coming in early from a different sort of a drop location as well for Kira Pisto, really not working out in their favor. But the only thing that you can say to them at this point is just keep sticking to the strategies that brought you this far, right?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of strategies that are working for you. So just do not experiment a lot at this stage. You've got some good amount of games that are remaining, approximately 7. Just make sure to get as many points as you can for now.
Yeah, you have to collect a lot of points and as much as we can. That's the perfect term, Prabhu, to be honest. Now, 3 games left for the day, and three more. We can see 3 more opportunities for the day. But our first game just got ended, and we saw that this is with Vibe. They are on a different road. Basically, they are highest in the room right now. But the second match, it's going to start in a few minutes. But before that, basically, we have to go on a short break. Coming right up, it is going to be the second map for the day, Miramar.
Calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Here we go now.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by F19 Pro. Hook up your fun, and we just finished our first match of the day, and that was Erangel Wizzies with Vibes. They were phenomenal, and I literally want to mention that one single lad, and that is who secured 10 kills from one match. And you know what? I just want to mention one thing. Every single player who got finished by that one lad, they were just thinking about this thing, and that is dying is another thing, and dying without dignity is another thing because 10 kills. Wow.
Wow, that's a really good number, right? In just one game out there, he's pulled it off, and Now, he's looking really, really good out there, and he's been definitely the X factor. But now it's time to move towards the Miramar game, and this is the desert action coming in from day number 4, where Group B and Group C are fighting off for their match number 6, and it's one more opportunity for all these 15 teams to sort of add on to their points. And the main part right here in front of us, the C-130 is just flowing from Al Azhar to Trailer Park.
Yeah, and areas like Cruiser Village, Junkyard, San Martin, Graveyard, Picado, Power Grid, Crater Fields, as well as El Pozo and Montenegro. These areas are still glidable. Players can easily drop down without close location. Impala is still reachable, so I think MYN they will head on towards that single location. But now, My Nation Esports in the previous match they secured very very less skill points, and they just have to focus on those placement points. And this type of strategy is working out in their favor till now. But where speed up this peace flow will drop down because in the previous match we saw their drop location is being contested by Hoody Esports, and they were so good in those early fights, and they were being patient, and that's why they secured 2 kills. And right now we can see speed up East Flow moving towards Picado, H2O at the same position, but from the western area.
Well, yes, and this is look at the kind of split they. Oh, and the
How about that?
circle goes so far, the others go so far away, and cities like even Los Igos and Minas and Veladima are part of the area right now. And look at Chimusera, that center for this sort of a play part. It's going to be a lot of rotation that we are going to witness over here.
Now, teams like Kira, H2O, Battalion 5, they are quite happy with that because they are inside the circle. But as well as Xtreme Outlaws. But what about Kutumba, TDP, as well as 7GT? Literally almost 1,000, more than 1,000 meters far away from the safe zone. And if Kutumba decide the thing that they're going to move inside the circle from the El Pozo side, then they have to deal with 2 teams, at least 2 teams. And still, being more precise, at least 2 teams. You could see N is there towards the northern side of the El Pozo, as well as Hoody Esports draw down near the southern side, in fact, the southwestern side of the El Pozo area, and 2 RGR present towards northern side of Montenegro.
And yes, already with that, the teams are trying to rotate so early, just moving from compound to compound, picking up whatever they can find over here, and this is already looking a good chance for them. The urgency is there; they're all fertile, and they're not just stopping at every single point. They're making sure to regroup as well quickly because you never know on which turn you will find a fight over here.
Yeah, at any turn you will find one team which is going to take a wrong turn for sure, then it's going to end up your journey on this Miramar map. But right now, teams are focusing on this rotation. But look at that, Kazi. What type of gun he has? He has Beast in his hand, and that is M249, the Beast gun forged by the demons. I love to call it a Beast gun now. They are just moving towards the zone, and again a best option. They are already inside the circle, as I just mentioned earlier, present with the north side of the Montenegro, now just focusing on the western rotation. And this is the type of rotation I expected from their side because they usually focus on the western area when it comes down to the Miramar map. And again, doing the natural stuff, they used to stick on these type of situations. But look at that. Okay, why the players just moving around and just just driving their vehicles in circles? Maybe they love that one song circle that I remember. I forgot which is song now. I think it's maybe weekend. Another weekend.
I got that. Well, yes, this rotation coming in. The entire team is inside this vehicle right now, so they just need to make sure that they don't fall into a trap or something. And yes, as you just mentioned, that they like to play from the west region. Uh, well, yes, it's a very good uh, work from the
Rotation,
observers.
yeah.
They've almost got the entire rotation over there, but on a different map, on different part of the map right now, this is Kira Flow, and they're just outside the city of Picado. Let's see what they're going to pull off over here, and just looting up this L-shaped building as well, towards the southern part of Picado.
Yeah, okay. So I used to call it the broken building, but the L-shaped building, I'm gonna call it
Uh,
from now. Yeah, I love that name, to be honest. Now, if we talk about team cops, this team is kind of being consistent. Now, if we talk about it, still men, I still remember they were bad cops in the NC, and right now they are just playing with the cop lineup and drop down near the El Hazar area. Yesterday, I saw that teams who just drop down near the El Hazar area, they always end up in those early fights. Talking about the group A and D, but teams from group B and C, only one single team love that El Hazar. It's Cops. So their favorite drop location is Cops. Their favorite drop location is Al Hazar, and they usually drop down towards a certain side of the map too. But as we just saw, the plane path is from the northern side of the map, so they literally love this plane path and they are just looting out those areas. Have a good loot. Mini 14 in Miramar map, one of the best weapon and one of the deadliest weapon as well. If you can easily pump out some head with that weapon.
well, it's an amazing DMR, right? And we have seen for so long now that this weapon can be an amazing weapon if you just figure out the right way to use it. And a lot of players have sort of spent so much time in the training grounds just mastering that art over the team of Mini 14. But really, it's giving them good results. But have you practiced enough to be the best 15 team of your region? And that is what is being contested over here. The rotations being executed once again. This is AsOne Unity, and what an amazing last game of Erangel. They had almost got the important 15 points of chicken dinner as well. But really, nothing to get disheartened about is a really good performance, and they're just going to continue the good work. If they keep on going at this rate, they're definitely going to be part of the regional finale.
Yeah, for sure. They will going to be the part of the season finale. I would love to see they will securing that first position, but it's not going to be an easy task as you just mentioned it earlier. Because now the team who's on the top, which is JyanMaara, they have 140 total points. Again, 140, ladies and gentlemen, without securing a single chicken dinner. And if we talk about as one Unity, they have, correct me if I'm wrong, Trooper, they have total 75 points, just half of the number JyanMaara has achieved. So it is going to be a long journey as well as a difficult one too, but for sure they know how to dodge those speed breakers as well as how to dodge those hurdles.
Well, yes, you're never wrong. Uh, they absolutely have 25 points there. And yes, that's a big lead that Myanmar has
Yeah.
sort of created over it over here. They're definitely going to be part of the regional finale. And if they continue this sort of a run during the regional finale as well, that slot might just be theirs as well. So,
Yeah.
well, oh, once again, absolutely love the kind of work that is coming in from the observers of PMCO Nepal. Look at this. Look at this.
You
Wow.
know, tracing down the plane
This is the
from the
city of
height.
Los Angeles, right? And
Yes.
you would have never seen this city from this angle right here in front of you. The C-130 just is dropping that airdrop over here. What an amazing! That's an art in itself.
Yes, I was about to say that as well as whenever you witness these type of cinematic, you always think that let me sing the song, but you know what? For
Please
the
go ahead.
better cause I'm not going to because my voice is kind of weird whenever I sing the song. Like, let's not talk about
No,
that.
let's see. There are vehicles on the road. Even this is a good
Oh,
cinematic scene, right? Please go ahead.
what do you want? Hey, you just need a chance so that you can roast me again, right? I know that. I know that. But again, the grassland, the vehicle, the peaceful environment, but not for so long for 2RGR because the team which is in front of them, it is one of the like most aggressive team present, and that is Battalion 5. Now, on Freud, his position has been compromised, and he literally received a lot of damage, surviving on just 10. But Bryson closing in the distance, switching off to a frag grenade. But if this frag grenade lands perfectly, then this is going to be the nightmare for 2 hours. Yeah, look at that. They just dropped down towards the side, and now they're just moving a little bit more far away from the players of B5, Battalion 5.
Well, this is the team that was doing that big rotation from the sides of the city of Montego, but they're certainly not finding themselves in a good spot, and they were rotating quite early all these teams have been sort of rotating quite a bit, and they're still finding some better spots. So that is something for 2GR to
Oh,
work out.
wow.
But oh, almost on Troy. Just got a bit of damage to that nade. Somehow surviving over there on the ditches, and now Clown just overthrowing the nades over there. So, but this is the opportunity, right? The Battalion 5 lads, they are sort of closing in, and Clown is being picked up and he's knocked down. But on Troy gets traded. He's almost eliminated out of the game, and yes, he is going down. But this is a really good effort coming in now. Look at the split situation coming into the equation. This is Lollipop on your screen. He's got an M4 out now and an opponent right in front of him inside that single story building, even behind that single story building. And his teammate has just joined him, and even Clown feeds out. He's in need of desperation. And are they going to control the area? It's going to be a very difficult task. But now look at that. The second play comes into the equation through the window angle. He's taken the damage, but Dele, he's just committing himself all the way to that fight, just making sure to cover the angles. But now he's getting shots from behind the ridge. That is Deepak who's just taking him down. But no. Horizon with that M4 creates that opening.
His head was visible from that window angle. Look at that! Ashwin just taking 485. He got caught out by Ryzen again, and he just literally dished out a lot of damage. Now he's going to heal himself up. There's going to be a thrusting move from the side of Ryzen because he is the person who's holding this fight for so long. Lollipop again is going to burst out that vehicle and going to secure a knock. 7 goes down. Lollipop, this man is doing a lot of job. It is going to be a 2v2 situation. Clown from a different angle just going to secure that kill. Lollipop closing in the distance. Revival is being initiated, but he has to be careful. He heard that sound. He's just going to destroy a lot of teammates now. He's converting those players into loot crates. Ryzen still want an opportunity, still opting for an opportunity. And look at that Ryzen. It was over aggressive, and no, this over aggression never pays him off.
And Clown needs to come back quickly, and the second player goes down. So Clown is the only player standing. He shouldn't have attempted that revive earlier. Clown shouldn't have attempted that revive earlier. He should have let that one player bleed out and help Lollipop on the front line. He was trying so hard, but GURKHAxBATTALION got a good teamwork coming in from them, and they just eliminate the entire squad in front of them. But if Clown had just not wasted time in doing that revive, he could have just joined Lollipop, and this could have been a completely different fight over there.
But Ryzen kudos to that lad. That was 1v3. And we have that airdrop in front of us with the Groza. CN moving from the circle side to RZR already inside the circle. That fight was close to good. Now, Battalion 5, they have to focus on those rotations because again, they are 900 meters far away, approximately 900 meters far away from the circle. But finally, they are also moving inside the circle. So, as the players of H2 close to the circle, TDP already gatekeeping for them, but they are just moving to the center as well. Now, look at that. Kira, if we talk about Kira Peace Flow, the players are still there. They have a good control of center of the circle. They're still moving. They're still focusing on those rotations. But Battalion 5, they have to move inside the circle as well. TDP, as I just mentioned it earlier, the rotation, they are going to be important because they were holding a crucial angle. They can easily gatekeep for some teams. But Kira Peace Flow destroying the hope for TDP at that movement takes down 2.
Well, yes, this is certainly the possibility. But the position that Outlaws are holding up right now also looking pretty good to me. And they've got the likes of some teams towards that far side. That is Team Cops that are sort of in a very downhill position. But those teams have also got to change their stance because they cannot continue to be in that compound like forever. Let's see when when they're going to be forced out. But on the side, look at what do we have. Team Cops have got 2 big bridges, one towards the eastern side that my Nation Esports is holding up right now, and there's one more team very close to them towards the northeastern side.
Oh, Rama, he has to be careful. As I just mentioned about the My Nation players, Dalu can easily spot him out, but Rama on the other side, he was the one who spots him out now. three teams in the same vicinity. The fights are going to be insane. Xtreme Outlaws, they have to go till the extreme so that they can secure a chicken dinner on this position. Now, third circle closing in, still have 14 teams alive in the lobby. 15 players are still breathing in this lobby. But the important part is circle shift. It is going to be insane because we saw that in South Asia wildcard as well as yesterday's Miramar. The circle is ruthless. So as the Blues are still waiting for that. What do you think, Trooper? Make it quick. Where the circle is going to form?
I think seven global thugs are going to find themselves inside the circle with two GTR, and all the other teams might just have to do a very big rotation towards that side. It's going to be a hardship for sure, but looks like it's going to be hard. Oh, almost over there. But yes, it's a hardship towards the eastern side, and all these teams. Look at the number of teams. We still have 53 players inside the lobby. And look at all these teams who are going to make that rotation. Look at where CN Esports is trying to make the rotation from that southern side. It's going to be a very difficult rotation for them to execute. But this is a very difficult shift of the circuit. And I'm just
Yeah.
liking this new meta of the hard shifts because this makes things so difficult for the IGLs.
For sure, because now just because of that IGLs, what they have to do is the decision has to be quick as well as perfect if they want to survive or if they want to see a lot of kills for, or if they want to destroy some teams while moving inside the circle as well. H2O Esports 500 approximately 430 meters far away from the circle. Now look at that. Tuxedo, he has an M249. The players are in front of him. They are holding the compound. And now My Name Nation, Zyrox, they lost that one player who was hiding behind the tree and got picked off by Assault. On the other side, Xtreme Outlaws stepping up, making things difficult for the players of Frosty Frost.
Well, they certainly are, but look at Kira Peaceflow. They're pinning down TDP. Shagar looking in a very difficult spot. Noob will try to give the revive to him, but yes, that crucial time is being given to Kira. But that is because of the presence of multiple enemies inside the vicinity. They're not allowing easy passage to Sujan and his teammates over there. In the backdrops, you can also spot a different team sort of trying to backstab, and this is Dominic who's just creating those problems, and he's bought some really crucial time for TDP.
Yeah. And you know what? If you manage to get some points as well as you manage to get some time, then you can easily reposition yourself, usually rethink, and then you can easily punish down some players. But this is with Vibes coming to action, taking down the players from Kutumba, but this fight is going to be more insane. Xtreme Outlaws with the players of Kira Pisco. All the four players are starting to work as one single team because they have to move inside the scope. Every single player just hiding behind the hay bales as well as that one drop. But Dominic brought down one player's market, going to be in trouble. So brought down 45%. Dominic on the other side, he goes down. Ryzen with that amazing cover, switches that frag grenade. Just going to lob that on top of the players of the Xtreme Outlaws come in, and when so they are pretty far away from the back. Sujin going down, breathing out a lot of health. Proplay as well as Ryzen on the back line. So 2v2 situation, but that grenade, it is going to be insane and dished out a lot of damage. No, Proplay, this is going to be an insane revive. Nope, not sticking with that. Hiding still behind the hay bale. Susan goes down. Comet still surviving. This fight is going to take more time because Comet, he's just deploying one smoke, but not going to extinguish the fire. He's burning alive and got knocked out by a cast from a different angle.
But he eliminated his teammate by accident. He got Dominic with that nade as well, so he's being just punished for his actions over there. That needed to be a smoke, but somehow he just held his opponents over there, and now he's been picked off as well. So just one last lad remaining. Yes, he's just so close, and now Kira, they're just now going to just charge in for him. Are they going to find him that easily? That's going to be a different story altogether because shots are pouring in from each and every direction right now, and they just got to be very close to the cover. They're just using those angles to find out as much information as they can. But when they're moving away from the cover, they're getting shot at. And look at this, My Nation Esports is controlling and gatekeeping the southern edge. And look at the kind of cluster of the minimap. It's going to be a very difficult hell of a situation over there. How those clusters are going to break open and which are the teams who are going to benefit from those clusters. And look at that, even PRP5, they're just moving away from that situation. Even 7 global thugs have got to rotate now. And AsOne, Saitama and his teammates already looking good inside the circle. Even Wizards of Vibes also once again already inside the circle.
Yep, again inside the circle, as Trooper mentioned, both the teams who were looking pretty good, versus with White as well as one, they can change a lot of stuff for a lot of teams. As Unity have control of this compound as well. P5 again stuck behind those hay bales, but Nalu from a different side making this difficult for Octopus H2U. H2O, in fact, they lost one assault. He was receiving a lot of damage, brought down to 50. Saitama is holding one crucial angle. 7 GT, 7 Global Thugs. This is going to be more important for them as well because they got pinned down behind the rocks. Now another team takes an exit. Psycho with the retaliation. Easily confirm the kill. C and Aqua side go down. Kutumba retaliating back for Kira Peace Flow. The struggling team got eliminated. 13 Kira Peace Flow rising. The kill has been stolen by the players from AsOne. PN Esports got eliminated at the 12th. Only one single point in the backpack. Ryzen, he was barely surviving on very, very, very little cover. And now he goes down. 7GR, 2 RGR. Apologies there. A very, very good start.
This is the wrap of the disaster, and look at the lobby size just coming down from the 50s to the 31, and very soon it's going to be inside the late 20s as well. And this is disaster hitting all the teams, right? And 7GD, we're losing players. So many players knocked out at this instance as well, and so many teams down to just one that's surviving. Battalion fight, they get eliminated by this nade out here. Nade coming in from Jondai, very close over there. He's also, his teammates are in a split situation right now. And other than him, there are 4 more teams who just got one player up. And all the fight breaking towards the southern edge. And that is how the cluster has opened up. I don't see any team just getting a lot of profit out of those clusters towards the southern side. But yes, definitely, TL, they are looking good right on top. They've got all the 4 players. The position looks good for them, and this place for 7 Global Thugs really looks in a very difficult spot.
The team who's on the bottom right now, so high in the zone. Xtreme Outlaws on the other side takes an exit at the 10. Team Huddle, this could do their gameplay because all the 4 players are alive. Only one kill being secured, but still, this is going to be a good sign for a good start. On the other angle, we can see 2RG are making things more bad for the players of H2O. Now, Krusty Process, he's the final player surviving. Cuts down the players of 2RG are still sticking, still holding, still waiting. 17 meters is the distance. Noob spots down another players of 2RG. Psycho OP with his retaliation. M41 spray knocks down one, takes down another. Kira piece to Toke. Now, from a different angle, taking down the players of Kutumba and takes down another in a single spray. ATM is the beast right now. Toke splits to that M4 just going to confirm those kills, but he has been taken down by Eddie. Kira Peace Flow. The journey got ended at the 9 now. AsOne Saitama again taking down a lot of players. H2O not looking good. Psycho on 30 has only 18 bandages left. Moving forward to RTR, it is going to be his enemy.
This is the 6th circle that has just started, and look at these parallel rotations coming in from the southern edge of the circle. He's trying to pick on Lucky over there. Completes the kill. The kill does not get picked off, but there's one more player inside the vicinity, and this might just be the end for Psycho. Or has he spotted that last flag from 2GDR, and he's just not giving him the shots from behind? And what is he holding for? He's just outside the zone. Is he going to execute a heal battle over there? Wow, surprising. But Delta, he's picking up player. Mr. Panda goes down this time, and Psycho on a very low health is still surviving. Not allowing that rotation to go in from Mr. Ricardo. But now the shots come in behind eventually. 2GTR, and he can show him the way outside. And this is Kazi who got those kills, but has he been picked off as well? Looks like yes, but H2O Esports go down from this direction. Wizards with Vibe really have a good control within this game.
As well as all the 4 players are alive, and that's not the case for AsOne Esports. Only one single player surviving on very low HP. Huddle up against the players of Wizards with Vibe. Rules Rebel is falling back, making sure that they're going to be in a very, very good spot. Making sure that they're going to make things worse for some team. But Team Huddle, this type of approach is working out in their favor. They are inside the circle, eliminating a lot of teams. Only 3 teams left in the lobby. Carl just end the player and literally eliminated one team, and that is AsOne Esports on the fort. Sonic on the other side stole the kill of EDP. Now Kutumba Kakashi, he's the final player, and it is going to be 4v1. This is with Vibes. Delta with 3, Rules with 1, Malik and Rebel still on 0.
Well, yes, look at that. Even the MP4 running inside the final circle, but Kutumba being shut down over here and Kakashi goes down, and two kills already for Seven Global Stars over there. But Wizards with Vibes, they're trying to still make an impression coming in from the western side, and now we're down to these two teams. It's a very good opportunity for the team sitting on the 31st position. Let's see how they're going to deal with this. And shots incoming, and Delta, he's good. He's pulled off that buggy, but Rebel with a beautiful rules with that beautiful trade once again. And now look at this, Malik entering into the space. This might just go for this might just be a possibility for a back-to-back winner, considering the fact that three players from the Wides are still standing up and they're charging inside on these regions. They're going to get the knock over there. The opening has been created. Now Rebel goes ahead. 9 inside, 8 kills inside the final circle. The UMP coming in from Malik, but he's been shut down as well. But now, the last player, Rebel, he just holds on to the situation. I believe it's back-to-back chicken dinner. And that's from Huddle. 19 kills down. Yes, this is a 9 kill chicken dinner coming from Wizards with 5. Back-to-back chicken dinner on 4. And I was just thinking if they continue the performance where they can, man, and look at this, already on the fourth position in the overall standing.
Literally challenging our comment. We were talking about that the distance they have to cover is quite a lot, more than 70 points, but now it's just deduct those 24 points out of those 70s vibes. Oh my goodness, they are looking so decent. Delta, your 3 kills is out 884 damage. In fact, kills and assists are the same number, but healing done. Wow, 0.
Well, they were playing in from high ground for a very long time, right? And that is why when you're at high, you can get shot at that easily. But even inside the final circle, facing a lot of damage, but he had no time at that moment to put up some bets. But he made sure that he shut down the opponent in front of him. And it was a really good game coming in from Rebel as well. He did a lot of damage in this game. And it's a really good game that these lads have pulled off for themselves. And a 9 kill chicken dinner. Following up at a 16 kill chicken dinner in Erangel. Wow. That is like 55 points in 2 matches.
Oh yeah, 55 points in just 2 matches. The number is quite a lot. That in 5. Ryzen has the highest amount of kills in his team. Well, obviously, this man deserved that because he secured 3 kills in just an instance when he was up against one team, and that was 1-3. If we talk about the longest distance kill in this Miramar map, it's on the side of Akaso with 295 meters. Delta just out the highest amount of damage, 854. This is the vibes on the first position with 54 total points in the match ranking. Team Huddle, great outing. I'm so happy.
Well, yes, it's a great outing, but they're not going to be on that the 30th spot. It's going to be a great opportunity for them now. They can just put a build up and 2 more games remain. Even AsOne Unity did a really good game. PUBG slow, getting a good start in this game, getting 5 kills, but they really did work on that placement point. A lot of rotations coming in, but now it's time to move towards the 0.19. We're going to witness these highlights. And Hoody really looked good, but I was really impressed with the way Lollipop was going on over there, but a little bit of a mistake. It's not a very big mistake coming in from Clowny over there, but yeah, that was if he's just committed himself into the fight before the revive, it would have been a lot better this week.
You know what? It's still going to count. If it's not that big, but yep, it costs you a lot, and that's why your team just take an exit at the first. But let's talk about the other movements, and these are the Oppo F19 Pro, and we saw Xtreme Esports while they were moving inside the circle. Psycho somehow managed to collect 1 kill, and after that spray, he just saw his coffin hanging in front of him because he has been taken down by another player from the back lines. He never anticipated that, but Malik, in every scenario, so good with his arm, but in this scenario, he received a lot of damage, but at the end, he dished out a lot of damage, and that was enough. He got knocked out, but at the end, the chicken dinner being secured by Wizards with Vibes at the 4th with 2 chicken dinners for the day. 97 points.
Wow. 97 points, and there were 2 more matches to go. So, well. Even the GANGSTERS are going to be biting their nails by the end of game 8 for Vibes over there. But look at this page number 2 already. S2O Esports, they've got a client. Trusted Process have also got good points in this game. Even 2GR, GM Esports also got some points in this outing. So all these teams are going to keep a really good consistency going in their favor. But Gurkha Battalion 5, they could have done a little bit better in this game. But
Yeah,
where are Huddle? Still on the 4th place?
I think so, because they were at the last position on the 4th page of the overall ranking. But for sure, they will. I think so. I will think so. They will climb up the ladder at least 2 to 3 position. And no, it is 3. Yep. At the 27 with 23 points.
So they had 5 for the start of this game. Wow.
Yes.
5 points in 5 matches, and suddenly they get an 80. And this is exactly what the doctor wanted for them. So let's see how they're going to just capitalize on this recent development inside the overall standing. But they're still not looking good. But yes, the possibility is still there for them to rise up the standings. And
Yeah.
let's see if they're going to capitalize on that opportunity or not.
Let's see if they will be able to capitalize on those type of opportunities or not, because they still have 2 games left for the day. Chances are high, so as the hopes, but the numbers are decreasing. So yeah, you have to do something. And Trooper, one thing, and that is which team is going to stop Uzis with Vibes, because they're looking unstoppable right
Well,
now. They are just so good.
Well, they are so good, and the good thing about them is they play a very patient late game. Even in Erangel, if you remember, AsOne Unity had has had so much attention towards them, and in this Miramar game as well, other teams were catching so much attention during the late mid game. But Wizards with Vibes, they make sure that they were at the right point with the right number of players.
A lot of teams just brought our attention to themselves. But I just want to mention one thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to short break because our third match is ready. But before that, we need a refreshment break so that we can just fuel ourselves up. So as the players, we're going to short break coming right up. It's going to the Sanhok map.
You know what I mean? Good thing going. Good thing going on.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. Hook up your fun over two games for the day. Basically, they are done now. We're just heading towards the third game for the day, and it is going to be the Sanhok map. The we can talk about this grasslands, those plateau areas, as well as Bryant Junction, the most important part in the Sanhok map. My name is Phoenix Shrivastava. Alongside me, it's IT Field Trooper, who's just going to cast and analyze the games with me.
Well, certainly, and really good luck for the Sanhok game because this is a very important opportunity. The second last game for all the teams in Group B and Group C to add on to some points before they head on to the last game of Erangel today. And after that, they've just got one more day, and only 15 teams are going to go ahead. So it's going to be a very interesting Sanhok game because just after this Sanhok, they've got one more Sanhok to play.
Yeah, they still have one more Sanhok as well. It is going to be played on a different day, but we still have the second Erangel for the day, and that is going to be the most important part. But now we have the playing path in front of us, and it start from the southwestern side of the Sanhok map and just heading towards the northern side of Cow, and we can say northeastern side of Cow. Now, in Sanhok map, every single area is glidable no matter where the circles is, where the playing path is starting from. But teams like Wizzies with Vibes, they are on a roll, and for sure, they are looking for another second and if they could secure another, then it
It's
is
going
going
to
to
be
be
a
the hat trick.
Yeah, it's going to be the hat trick, and if that happens, it's going to be really amazing for them. And it's new team, right? With the new addition of Malik in team, I think they just absolutely the things that are necessary, and it's working out for them. And look at that split coming in from AsOne. It's Amanda just outside the city of boot camp over there, and that's a big split situation that they've executed. And he's going to rally the information to his teammates Saitama, and they're just going to rush towards boot camp.
Okay, so boot camp. It is the heart of the Sanhok. But I think so. If I'm going to predict the circle, where the circle is just going to form towards the eastern side of the map, it will not cover the Camp Alpha Island till the end. But let's see if my prediction is wrong or right. But my Nation Esports so close to the players of TDP in the Sanhok map, we can expect this because TDP always go for that 3+1 split, and every single time it work out in the favor. Sometimes it's faltered down due to the split as well because whenever they lost their scout. Whenever they lost them one player who collect information, who always scout for their team, who always be on the flank angle. Whenever they lost that one particular player, that they always go for that one approach, and that is just hold and then play. If we're talking about hold and aggression, H2O, they are looking on a different role because they are just aggressive towards the players of Team Hurdle. On the other side, both the players from the side of Team Hurdle holding inside that one compound.
Not looking good for them. Pressure being applied. The entire squad is rushing towards these two players. Bahadur on his feet right now, and he's just trying to buy some time with that molly. Has he given some damage, and his teammate is just trying to reach for some sort of a help towards him. But S2O, he might just have to stay down. He crosses the walls over there, but he's now got into cover. But now the pressure is being retaliated. This a team that was defensive seconds earlier, going on the offense after that knock and trying to create that opening. This is not looking
Oh
good.
yeah.
The second play goes down, and Team Huddle are responding, and they're responding beautifully. They've got two players down. One of the lads, Bahadur, has been pulled down.
What?
He would be eliminated. But this is a fight back that S2 is trying to put. Two of the lads still standing over there. Psycho is just making sure to apply some health. He's been a really, really important factor in this fight. One of the teammates of his has already been eliminated. He's making sure to go on the charge with a really aggressive stance coming in from Psycho, and he's giving damage, but eventually goes down. Now, Master, it's up to him. The two players still standing. The second revive has been executed. Octopus goes inside the fight. They just move. They're not stopping this. So really, really important. Team Huddle in a difficult situation, and they are wiped off.
They got wiped by the players of H2O as well as Psycho will live another day in the Sanhok map because he will get a revival. On the other side, Assault, they lost their Assaulter from the lobby. He always, go for those early rotations as well as go for those early skirmishes and always bring his team an early kill. But now they lost him. Now they're going to focus on the other three teammates, how they're going to work on it. But right now, they won this fight in the camp, Charlie area, if I'm not wrong, against the players of Team Huddle. They need this. They get it. Now they're going to focus on another stuff, and that is how they're going to move inside the circle. CN Esports on the other side, we can see this drop down near the Pinewood area, looting some compounds, and look at that. What type of loot Snyder has? He has an M416. In fact, he has an M416 with an M762 on the other side. Cyanide has an M416 with the base M249.
Well, yes, it's a very big piece of a combination, and what they're going to pull off with this. But Xtreme Esports inside the Series 5-9 right now, and they've got unfriendly neighbors very close to those ridges towards the western side, and they're just trying to spot and control different range, just holding on to that wooden cover. But this is TDP so close to them, and both these teams are really in a desperate situation to get some points for themselves. Let's see
Yeah,
what they're going to do.
the desperation we can see their eyes as well as their gameplay. But we have the top view of our airdrop one, and what we have in the first airdrop, it's the beast with the two faces, MK14, with the level 3 vest and the level 3 helmet, not a level 3 backpack, to be precise, with the 4 times inside that one airdrop. H2O, the players are pretty close to the barn area, and if they will just head on towards the barn area, they will enjoy this beast as well. And if you have an extended quick draw mag in your hand, you will add some additional bullets. So you will reload basically. You will load some additional bullets in this MK14, then just switched it over to auto and easily slice off your enemies.
Well, yes. But this is just outside the quarry region where GM Esports are holding up right now. We saw them have a really good opportunity in the last game as well, which they could not like use up the way they would have really wanted. But on the other side, in front of them, we have AsOne Esports coming in, and they're really looking good on the first page. And all these teams that are just fighting for those 15 slots right now inside the semi finale, like they're just reading so much quickly, evolving as a team, learning about each other and just going up against match after match and just trying so hard to be the top 15 teams out of the region during this PMCO. Like, it's a wonderful event in altogether, and the kind of grinding that these players have got throughout is now coming is being tested
Yeah,
at the utmost level.
yeah, you know what? That is necessary because how capable you are, as well as how much pressure you can easily, and how much pressure you can easily retaliate back. That's the biggest question right now. But they all are not fighting for that 15th position, as well as not for that one PMPL season 4 slot, but as well as for the prize pool. Again, I will remind you, ladies and gentlemen, it is for $29,200, and the teams who are in the group stages, they will get $300 as well. So it is going to be a consolation prize for you, but everyone needs some more.
Well, yes, and the circle is now it's a centralized circle, concentric with the last one as well. So we are still going to find a boot camp and the quarry region still inside here. Even the finance city is within the play area. Let's see. There's a cluster just happening towards that Camp Charlie Island with M9 is sort of rotating towards the bridge, and already Extreme Outlaws and the vibes are already present over there. How are they going to deal with that situation? Because if they just go straight away towards the bridge, there's going to be a big collision happening.
Yeah. And you know what? This big collision would lead us to only one thing, and that is a lot of kills being secured by some teams. And if any team decided, like Hoody Esports in this decides that they're going to do a third party, they will easily finish one team from one different angle. TDP Shaka, his position has been compromised. CN Esports versus the players of TDP. CN Esports holding this finite area for a little bit more long, and they are just holding it perfectly, which is inside the circle. 50 seconds more, and then after that, we will witness where the third circle will form. But if we talk about the locations, Paradise Resort is empty. So as boot camp, players are moving towards the center of the circle because they know that those hard shifts are amazing, as well as they are so great. If you never ever respect the zone, you will always find yourself on the edge of the cliff. But if we talk about DDP, all the four players are sticking together each other. So pretty close to each other, and that's how you're gonna approach in a fight. Talking about approaching a fight, TRP flow, three players inside one compound, as one literally surrounded that one compound, lobbing a lot of utilities towards them. Now three players got stuck inside one corner, received a lot of damage, but no play from a different angle can change the fate for this team. Panda charging in, found an opening, still waiting for that one for another rock, but they have a lot of time so that they can heal themselves up, as well as revival also being initiated.
Well, yes, and the pushes AsOne Unity, Xtreme Outlaws, they're just holding on to angles. The revive has been executed. The first aid is being fought, but if this Molly hits them, it's going to be difficult. But before that, it really does. It does, and it's going. The ball is going to take down two players over there. Ronak goes down, Sujan goes down, and Kira, they might just get wiped out here. And this is looking really difficult for them. Mr. Panda comes in as reinforcement. Akash is going to pop in that first aid now, and Mr. Gunda is all set and ready as well. This fight is going towards the way of AsOne Unity. They just need to make sure to get both the revives as well. And what a timing for the reinforcements to arrive.
Yep, and we can see Saitama. He is so powerful in the in books, as well as in Japanese titles. We saw that anime. I love an anime, but anime basically. And on this Sanhok map, he literally burned two players alive. I'm talking about Aswin Saitama. That volley was so perfect. Oakley hiding behind a rock, and shots being fired towards that one location. Look at that. That grenade was so close, but Mr. Gunda from a different angle, ready for a fight, pinned down Tokle behind the rock, second zone closing in. He can still survive for a bit long, but if any team will close it, if any team just move towards this particular compound, or if any team decided that they just could rotate from the same angle, then things for Tokle that they are going to be more difficult.
Well, certainly it's going to be inside the mind. Mr. Panda just rushing in, and Kira, they've been wiped off. They've been on the last spot on the overall standing before the start of this game, and the pressure is multiplying on them. And that is why it is very important for you, if you're a new team, to do not put yourself into that position and keep on doing the good work that brought you to this level. And this is something that Kira Peace Flow have missed out on here. The kind of drop locations that they were picking up in Erangel was certainly not what brought them over here. So different strategies at this level are not going to surprisingly work for you, and are definitely going to put you under more pressure. And this is exactly what is happening to them. So let's see how they are how they're going to reciprocate, because after this game, they still got 5 more matches remaining, and those are going to be 5 golden opportunities for them. And if they don't realize this now, it's going to be already too late.
Yeah, for sure. And those 5 opportunities, as you just mentioned, 5 golden opportunities, in fact, they have to use it wisely, because we all know that if you miss any chance, then you will find yourself on the lower side of the overall ranking. I mentioned it earlier that boot camp, it was empty, and now the circle takes its shift towards the boot camp as well as with Paradise Resort. Now teams are recognizing and realizing that this is going to be important for them. Tuxedo on the other side, spots down Comet, going for those tap shots. Wasn't able to connect single one yet, but right now he knows where the players are. Versus with vibes, taking down the players of GURKHA Esports at one single land, hiding behind the tree, and as well as so close that goes down Wake, it goes down with that M49 to the 2 players away from the side of Kutumba, but for how long? Versus with vibes. This team secured 2 chicken in the previous 2 matches, and now they're looking more strong.
Well, and they have a Kong with them as well, so it's making them even more stronger. So now Malik closes on to this compound. I absolutely love the Kong and the Godzillas out there. But
Yeah.
yes, let's see how it's going to help them in this game. But Kutumba, they're on the run, they're on the retreat, trying to buy some time. Malik has hurt the pin over here, so he's just asking his teammate to create some distance from that point onwards. But yes, look at this Rebel lead looks good. Is it accurate enough? I don't think so. But the Delta goes up with a follow-up utility. It's applying pressure on both the lads over here. Kutumba also really not good on the overall standings. They're also under a lot of pressure over here. But this is the rules. Look at him go with that MP4, and it's sort of like he's just hunting for kills, and he's just going just so much out there, exposing himself. In fact, maybe eventually goes down. Delta picks up that knock with that into 4-9. And Kutumba, they have also been eliminated out of the game on the
Yeah.
13th spot.
Who's just with vibes, short focus inside the blue zone, 300 meters more to close in, but it's not going to be that easy for this team because they have enough boosters and Trooper. Guess
Yeah.
what? What time it is? It is the Phoenix Shivan's interesting point time. And you were just mentioning about that King Kong. It was so beautiful. That one single interesting point about King Kong is that one ally just click pick of himself. Like he always just take out his phone, just take one selfie, and then just run towards you, and it's just gonna always follow you.
Wow.
Yeah. How do I know it? I saw it.
Well, the next into the circle. It's yet again concentric circle to the previous one. So a different sort of meta completely from what we have been witnessing lately inside the fall split. This is not having hard to reach any side. But yes, it's getting concentrated right towards the center. So that's let's see how the IHLs are going to adapt to this. And in the midst of the things, if there's one hard shift that's going to change the proceedings completely. But yes, this is what the game is all about. But Bob, they're not
What?
really good inside the overall standings. But yes, he's picked off that kill. He's got that knock, completed it, and has been pinned down 7 global thugs. And this is the teammates from the distance who are just helping him revive. And Mask giving that nade with the rebound out there. He's going to complete the kill. It's a really good use of utility on the low toss.
That's how you're gonna use a rebound grenade with the low toss grenade, basically. And secure 2 kills, cops on the other side with that 1 kill, just hiding behind those rocks, have that high advantage inside the circle. 4 circles is also closing in. But we talk about that one team as one as Wizzies with Wild. Both the teams secured 4 kills. All the 4 players are alive, and both the teams are inside the lobby, inside the safe zone. But that's not the case for My Nation Gaming because this team is struggling up against the blue. AsOne Unity, Akash Opi found another. GM Esports, Cyanide go down, but he's pretty safe. He has the cover of that rock. He will live up another day, I think so. But for how long he can survive against the blue zone, that consistent amount of damage, it's insane. Saitama from a different angle taking a fight up against the players of PDP, Hoody Esports making things more difficult for the players of GM Esports. Hobby Esports, in fact, they are doing a third party.
Well, yes, they've spotted that collision between teams and they're trying to maximize the opportunity. But this is a very difficult spot for the lads of GURKHAxBATTALION 5 out there. They're trying to be group, but just one utility at the right spot can end the complete over there. But Delta, the recalibration smoke of the scope coming in, we just found the 6-6 instead of to the calibration of the kicks over there. So uh, big spray might just be incoming from his side. Let's see if he's going to get that opportunity or not. Don Foy deploying utilities back to back, applying pressure on rules and his teammate. Malik is really so much low
Oh
out
no!
there. Utility getting so close to him. If that's an aid, Malik is going down, and yes,
Yep.
he's going down to Sago's grenade over there. And pressure being applied after just sort of regrouping. All these 3 lads have just started doing back to back utilities, a barrage of utility. And speaking of players, after players, even vibes are just down to 2 players now.
And you know what? Vibes never ever anticipated that. Delta and Rebel. Delta inside that one smoke, another grenade being tossed on towards him. Now TDP, they are just struggling because they as these smoke basically They are just making things more worse for this particular team. But my Nation Esports, after struggling against the Blues, they takes an exit at 12 pops from a different angle, from a different area, taking down some players. But Battalion 5, one player on Troy, he goes down. Sagan and Deepin still there. Xtreme Outlaws on the other side secure 3 kills, 11, and got eliminated at the 11. But after this knock, with Wise by some more time so that they can reposition themselves. Dipta still holding that one angle, but on the other side, we can see that another player visit with Wipes just slow down as well as just move towards the circle on the flank angle. TDP Shaka finally shuts down the aggression of AsOne Esports, but that was not enough.
Certainly, it wasn't enough, but look at that. Hoody as well. That's a really interesting point that you're making. But Rebel, look at that. He's just surviving over there, trying to create an opening to the Talent 5. We're trying to apply pressure and gatekeep the situation for them, but it's not looking good for them. Onfroy is just keeping his eyes behind his back. Is he good enough? Yes, he is. Onfroy spots Rebel, shuts him down completely, catches the zone, and but he doesn't have a first aid. He doesn't have a first aid, but he has a team on his flank position, and that is going to catch him down. H2O Esports deny him that free run inside the zone.
You know what? H2O Esports, they secured some good points from this Sanhok map, on this Sanhok map, but the points are not enough because only one single player survived from the side of H2O. But look at that, 2RGR, Kudos to Kazi. His presence of mind is so good. Takes down the final player surviving from the side of CN Esports. Now, they got eliminated at the 8 without securing single kill point. Cops has the highest amount of manpower. One player, he got knocked out, but the revival is going to be there. Lake Aobi just got some grenades on top of the players of AsOne. Saitama still surviving, still there. Received none, not a single damage. Still has 75% HP left. But TDP Staka, where are you looking, buddy? Look behind. Who is there? Saitama.
Well. Saitama picks on him. There's just one more that and we are down to just 6 teams who are fighting so hard inside this Sanhok game. And Lake with that molly right on point. That is an amazing. Oh, but has he hurt himself with that molly? Oh, he did. He did hurt himself. Chaga gets picked off. He's just got one more teammate remaining. Let's see what sort of an impact he makes. But now, the push comes in. Don't die!
Oh, no!
Pull down and eliminated over there. This is Hoody getting an amazing game going towards him. Let's see. And finally gets picked off. That is the end for the run for Hoody Esports. They've been so decent throughout this entire campaign, but they're not getting a really good day today going towards them. But now they're looking good. But elevated for now. Let's see how much points they've got. 7 in this game. Looks decent. But Cops, they needed a big game over here, and they're struggling moving towards that.
But look at that. Every single team other than Cops are inside the blue zone fighting against the blue. It is going to be difficult. Rusty Process goes down at the third Delta. He was just healing inside the blue zone. 250 meters far away from the safe zone. Delta, this lad is crazy, and he was the final player surviving on the side of that one single team. But AsOne Esports secured 22 total points from this match. But teams that we talk about, Cops secured 60 minutes, secured 5 kills. This out 1100 damage. Overall ranking is 15 on the safer side, 20 total points.
Well, and yes, and the team Cops also getting a good game. So back-to-back chicken dinners for team who were on the 3rd and the 4th stage of the overall standings. And the Miramar one, yeah, we Cops, one team doing really good. That was Team Huddle, I believe. And after that, it's Team Cops to get the second dinner in Sanhok. So, well, yes, this is how things are looking in Nepal. And let's see if some of these teams are going to architect a comeback inside the top 15 by the end of this day or not.
Yep, let's see. But we have to talk about this man, Saitama. Dished out 1,116 damage. My apologies there for just talking like that. But I get more hyped up whenever I talk about this particular dart because he was so good. Gave 1 assist to his teammate. Healing done is pretty decent. 419.
Wow. So he's been part of a lot of fights out there. AsOne Unity, this team has been the standout team today, other than the vibes out there with Wizards with vibes. Both these two teams have been sort of impressive. All the 3 games that they've witnessed today, they've getting good numbers for themselves, and hoping that they continue the good run. But luckily, it was not a chicken dinner for Vibes. The hat trick has been denied.
The hat trick has been denied, but not the points, right? They secured some good points from this particular match. Now we have the match coming in front of us. Saitama
Wow.
is he has his name in 3 titles. He got the highest skills, the longest distance skill, as well as the highest damage. But Cops, Masky, and Black, they are there in the most utilities used and the maximum assist. But as I just mentioned earlier, Trooper 22 points, AsOne Unity.
Wow. They've even got more points than Cops out there.
Yeah.
With just but 20. Wow. And 19-4 versus the Fives, not a bad game at all for them. So they could be really cutting down that lead that JyanMaara has created on them. I think it was around 43 points before the start of this
Yeah.
game. And now it's going to be down to 24 points. So if they get one more good game, you're going to see them right. Uh, Maybe if a chicken dinner might just take them surpass where JyanMaara is right now.
Oh, but look at that. Nothing changed on the bottom of the page. Kutuma and Cleanup is through again with those 0 total points.
And even 7 global 30 is just one. So these teams needed some good points. But yes, it's good to see that some of the underdog teams are rising to the occasion on
Yeah.
the PMCO over here. And let's see how they are going to maybe move ahead. This was AsOne Unity. The way they controlled the fight was really, really amazing. And they just never stopped, right? They just never stopped against these. So they continued the good work. They did last year as well. And from the second side, this is the Vibes who were just trying to get impressions, W's, DV, but eventually it was the game for Cops to play.
Yeah, but to be honest, Rupert, this fight was beautiful. Just similar as the design of Oppo F19 Pro, and we are witnessing the Oppo F19 Pro movements now. Do RJR kudos to Kazi because he secured 4 kills after that final finish. But EDP Shaga, he was unlucky. But you know what? In those type of situations, you should use that smoke grenade towards your sidelines because you always know that there are some teams left. There are a lot of teams left in the lobby, so you have to be careful. But this is with Vibes. That jump on the side of AsOne Unity as
Wow.
well, 116 and 107. Oh my goodness, it's massive.
These two teams are having an amazing day, right? Look at how no other team from Group B and Group C is still on this page. Not even at the 75 mark, and they're already Vibes are almost getting 120 over there. Unity almost getting 110 over there. And they've just got one more game to go. Having back-to-back good matches going in their favor. This is exactly what these fans would expect from these teams. But this is a really big challenge. The gangsters, they have been pulled down. Elementals pulled down out of that top they started the day with. And it's a big challenge that has been just over there for them. But still, the likes of Leader Esports, UGR, GM Esports, YM, and Cops. Look at where Cops are. With 49 points, they're on the hashtag 15 position. What an amazing comeback for them.
Yeah, and you know what? They're on the safer side till now because we all know, Trooper, only top 15 teams will qualify for this PMCO Split Nepal Region Finals. If we talk about some teams who showed that Gretchen as well as who showed that point of improvement, as well as we can see My Nation Esports on the 19 climbing up the green mark just addition to their name. That's a good thing. So as for the team Xtreme Outlaws, but Team Huddle was the Xtreme Outlaws. This is another fight going on for the overall ranking.
But yes, I think Team Hurdles could have capitalized on the good performance from last game, which they clearly missed out. I believe they got 18 points in the last game and just one second in this Sanhok game. You really got to continue the good work. Otherwise, uh, you're just not going to move out of that fourth page of the overall standing, and you really need to figure that out. But other than that, I think it's been a pretty decent game. Cops also got a good comeback over here. They're inside the top 15 teams already. But who's going to stop these two teams? Then they're just playing a big PUBG Mobile game.
You know what? The answer is both of them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
they
what?
certainly can stop each other. Yeah.
Yeah, AsOne Esports, they are at this moment their only opponent is Wizards with Vibes, and simultaneously that's the same thing, vice versa for Wizards with Vibes as well. But teams like, as I just mentioned, Team Hurdle, they have to continue their consistent performance till the end. But in this Sanhok map, they face an early elimination up against the players of H2O. That fight was always so close. That fight was so close, to be honest. But at the end, it all comes down to where you are. They are pretty far away from the circle, as well as they at that situation. I think so. Bahadur, he was so on low HP, just surviving on 40% HP, and was last hope, and it was a 1v2 fight against him. Now, at that situation, I still thought that Hurdle can will able to clutch that out, would able to clutch that out, but no, that's not the case now. The third game is done. We have one game left for the day, but before that, we're going to short break coming right up. It is going to be the last game for the day, second Erangel.
It real. I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Here we go now.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. Woke up your fun. Both the smartest guy in the room are present here in the Nepal region. Phoenix Shivansh and IGPL Trooper. We were casting the last three games from the day, and now it is going to be the last game for the day, and it's going to be the second match of Erangel. What are your thoughts about on it, basically, Trooper?
Well, let's see if we find AsOne Unity and Wizards with Knives once again inside the final circle or not. That is exactly the first thing that's coming to my mind. But it's going to be a very important game for all these teams, right? Because other than these two teams, the other 13 teams that are contesting over here, it's going to be the last opportunity for them to add on to some points before they go into the last day. And after this game, every single team would have played 8 matches. So whoever are going to be inside the top 15, they would have a sigh of relief. But on the other side, it's going to be a very difficult situation for the teams that are not over there. So we got to figure out what is going wrong with them and maybe sort of do a comeback. And it's going to be a very important one because you get this entire opportunity, this golden opportunity that we were talking about. And it is a similar playing path, right?
Yeah.
From
Okay.
the shores of Lipovka towards Georgia. Let's see where the circle goes this time. And I'm just hoping uh, towards a military circle to close up things on the last day. What do you say?
Okay, now I will like I just want to say that it's again gonna form towards the western side, but it seems like uh it's gonna form towards the eastern side of the map. My gut feeling is the same thing. So I'm gonna say the same thing, and I'm just going to deliver the same thing to you guys. But I just want to ask one question from the viewers: that what do you think? Which team is just gonna secure the second, and it's just coming down that team in the chat section. But for now, Kutumba Esports heading towards the Siverny.
Well, yeah, they are heading towards the city of Civility over here, and let's see where this first circle is going to go. Even it's a pretty central drop for the teams of my Nation Esports right now. But no, a standard circle, and this is going to end on the main island. And that is how it is looking like right now. But look at that, no one is at Bojinki. Wow.
Wow, finally a good circle, we can say. Because after so long, literally after casting almost 18 games, I'm going to witness a centralized circle. Like the first centralized circle for the day. But look at that. This fight is
You
going
don't
on
like the
under.
circle or what? Fighting
Oh,
over it.
they are literally fighting over it. Bahadur, this lad, he was surviving. He was the final player surviving in the previous game. He was the last one, but able to dish out that amount of pressure on top of the players of H2O. That's why they got eliminated. Now Huddle secured the first blood.
Well, he really did, and it's sort of a decent start for them, considering the fact that they already got a good game today. It's important for them to just end the day with a very good game as well. And the loot is they've already started looting. It's a big city in front of them. They can loot in the third circle, and they still might leave a few places in the sniper untouched. But yes, let's see uh, what sort of an impact can they make inside this game. People will be really, really hopeful. They will get a lot of pressure, but they just got to keep their calm and make sure to deliver if they really can. And uh, they're in this sweet little spot on that map right now. They don't
Yeah,
have to traverse a lot. They can spend a good amount of time in the sniper.
yeah, as well as some good time, right? Now, Seven Global Talks. They were being like kind of decent throughout the three matches, but I just want to witness some astonishing play by this with the side of these lads from the side of Seven Global Thugs because I would love to see that. Now, Drayton, he is pretty far away from the pack inside the zone. That's a good thing. Looting inside those individual compound, refueling the vehicle, which is very very important, and that's why you can continue your rotations as well. We are right now just witnessing the POV of Triton still looting those compounds. Finally, he found an M416. What a surprise!
Well, it always brings happiness to every player's face if they find an info just lying around there.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's been the same for you.
yeah, like
But
I'm so happy every single time whenever I find M416. But my teammates are like, bro, you don't know how to use those things, so just give it to me. And you know what? What I do? I do the opposite.
you give it to them, right?
No,
Because your
I
teammates
just
are right.
no, my teammates are not, right? They're just my friends. They're just my childhood friends, and they're just like, "Hey, bro, you know, you have a lot of information about the teams. You just got some PMCO games. So now you will tell us from from which location we should rotate." And I always tell them the wrong thing because they are my friends. I can do that sometimes,
Oh,
not always. They're my
oh, you're
friends.
just a bad item.
No,
We can
no.
say, we
Just
can say that.
exposed me, right, Trooper? Okay,
Yeah.
I can understand. I'm not gonna say anything now. I'm I'm sad.
So Kryzen just marking a few 5.5 ammo and that M4 for his teammate. He's exactly the kind of teammate I would like. Not the one that you were referring to a little while earlier. But let's see how this team of Gurkha Battalion 5 is going to play in this last and final game today, because they also were having a really decent run during the early Erangel and even during the Miramar one, but they had a really bad Sanhok game. So let's see how they would end proceedings on this day as well. Is found a DB that is going to pick up and drop that M16 rifle. So he's just more concentrated towards those tap shots and that spray from DB
Oh,
over there. So it's a really interesting fight. What would you have done over here? If you've
so
already had a Scarlet,
and the DP, right? So we all know those both shots from DP are amazing and the damage is humongous. But for that, you need at least 6 months of practice to precise those shots. To fire those shots precisely. Otherwise, using a DP, it is going to be lot of job on your shoulders, because we all know that DP it requires ammo of 7.62 and the damage is insane. Now, the combination you were talking about, Scarl and DP, it's not a usual combination. People used to prefer these type of combination back in the days when PUBG Mobile got launched. It was I'm talking about 1 year ago. Now the meta has already been changed, because we saw that after that big update, got a big, huge, we can say, that buff, and after that, players are really opting for that gun. And we all know that AKM is the beast, but right now in close range UMP, if you are up against a player using an UMP and you have that AKM, the chances are equal of your survival.
well, yes, and those are really good weapons inside the game, and how you utilize them also is a very important point. Each and every
Yes.
weapon I feel is really good if you just can master the art and spend a good amount of time on learning how to use it. Even the DMRs require a lot of practice, right? So does perfecting the spray on M4, but just it's a really satisfying thing. But look at this spray from M4, the way it has pulled down Horizon from that buggy over there and eliminated him right of the game. So the bad run continues for the Battalion 5 out there. Let's see the three that's remaining now over there for them, how they're going to go ahead and play the rest of the game.
Let's see how they're going to react to this situation, especially lost one player in a very awkward situation. Battalion 5, look at that, Bipin. Zydox is so close to him. He has that control of this broken castle. Dipin on the height advantage. My Nation Esports pretty close to each other. Three players, we can say three players from the side of one single team, so far away from each other. This type of formation is like a centipede, but you have to be like that. Now, Dipin, he has the Dacia moving away. Okay, just making sure that he has a lot of cover. I think we had that Dacia. Now, one point, I just want to mention one point. That is super. Battalion 5, they lost one player. So as the players of another team, that is going to be interesting. But pre-sports, uh, they always, whenever they engage in those early fights, they always win those fights. But what about the mid stages? You have to be focused on that, on those stuff as well.
Well, you certainly have to be. It's very important. But look at that M16 rifle being used with a red dot on that range, and it's a very interesting choice of that weapon for that range over there. But the next circle is the central one as well. So the school apartments, the city of Pochinki, Rozok, and Water City are part of this. And let's see how these teams are going to rotate. And I'm not finding a lot of teams that have to rotate towards the circle at this point. 2GR is one of the teams. Mansion that has to rotate. The other team is Cops towards the Nova Reply Bridge, and even one of the lads is still on the Nova Reply containers, making that rotation. So Cops did get the chicken dinner in the last game. They were looking decent, but it's going to be very important for them to add on to some points here. But just arriving so late when the circle is already clustered might just not be the right choice for them. Let's see how they're going to execute that late rotation.
Yes. Those late rotations are going to be very important. You just point out perfectly. Cops on the other side, that one lad, he's pretty far away from the pack now. We have the first airdrop in front of us. We have that luxurious weapon inside that airdrop, an AUG with 60 bullets or 5.56 ammo, basically, as well as a tactical stock or tactical stock. Now, you can easily attach that tactical stock on an M16 as well as M416. It's going to help you recoil but you have you should go for those airdrops because you will find a fresh level 3 loadout inside that airdrop. On the other side, AsOne Esports controlling those four compounds, pressing towards the western side of the school. Uh, and this movement at this time, they are focused on that single as well as the safest way, and that is for the compound.
Well, certainly. But now Kira Peace, look at them go. They're holding on to the edge of the city for Chinky right now, and H2O Esports have stationed themselves just outside the city. Look at behind their backs, inside the compound also there's a team holding up. And even in the far of compound between school and Pochinki, there are more teams. So not a lot of space to play with. Just two players eliminated. This is the second circle that has started closing in. The third circle would be here around soon. And still 15 teams that started this journey have just lost two players so far in this game, and we are down to 57 players already. It's an amazing contest developing over here. And GR Battalion 5, they came in with three-man team in this game. They've already lost a single player, and the two lads are holding up on the ruins area. Let's see when are they going to rotate. But it's looking like the lull before this. And it's going to be a very high-paced game just in about 5 minutes from
Yeah, we just hit the 12-minute mark, and only Xtreme Outlaws and your Battalion 5 lost one of their individuals. But look at that. H2O being silent, present on the dip, have the cover of the scoop and the buggies, but they have to be careful, right? They are in a very good spot. But if circle just move towards a different side, or if the circle just take a drastic change, then you have to be prepared for that. On the other side, Assault using some energy drinks so that he can just boost himself up. Kutumba have the control of the Rozok, so it will be moved towards the eastern side of the map. Extreme Outlaws quite happy with this, so as it is off pop, but Mira Peace Low, Hoody, as well as Battalion 5, My Nation, and Kutumba, they have to be decisive.
Well, they have to be. And moving in from this direction, it's going to be really tricky considering the fact that this is already so crowded. But now this is outside the zone. But here, please look at where they are, still in the squad house, just outside Pochinki, and just trying to hurt these teams moving towards the Potato Hill area. And they're also got to place the rotation, right? And let's see what they're going to pull off over here. They picked up because the team that they were shooting at is just moved towards the high ground where they are headed. So let's see if they're going to get some shots back from the same team as well. But they're getting a good sweet spot on the edge of the southwest side on this double barn house area and a little bit of a concrete cover for them. But uh, yeah, okay, so it's a good spot for parking. But it's
You know what? It's more important.
gotta keep your vehicles intact, right?
Yes, I was about to say that. But again, Octopus is so good because he can't run away from his tentacles, and his spray is so decent. Dished out a lot of damage across the pillars of AsOne. Octopus still continuing his spray, firing a lot of bullets, but just escape that. AsOne is just escape that barrage of bullets as well as now they're just moving forward. Look at that. H2O have control of this Potato Hill, and we all know that this is going to play an important role in your game style. Now, H2O Esports secured 0 kill till now because every single team just plays focusing on this passive play. But now teams are engaging in some fights. TDP stepping up so as the players of CN and 7GP found an opening. And CN Esports lost one player. Look at the position of Aqua side, just falling into the trap. This is going to be lethal. You are so close to in fact, one whole squad. You got sandwiched between two players. In fact, one single team tried to end its story now. This is your name was on the death note, and that's why you take an exit.
Well, this thing is getting interesting. Already three teams inside the area of school apartments, and I absolutely love when the circle converges towards this part of the map. And let's see where how many more teams are sort of going to make their way because the lobby size is still 50 plus. You still got all the 15 teams that started their journey. Two of the teams are definitely down to just one player, but they are still present over here, and one of them right here inside the school apartments, and one of the teammates has just been picked off. So let's see how these lads are going to sort of survive. And look at that, towards the southern part, those higher ridges are also getting occupied. Even there's a team inside the school building. So 6 teams inside that mini map right now.
Ooh, Snoopy being sneaky was cooking great, but now cancel it for the perfect time. Now, 7 global thugs. They have the
Oh,
control of the
Circle
apartment, but
stepped
the
in a way to
circle,
run. Yeah.
yes, but the circle was like, hey, you have control of this compartment, you have the main building in your favor, but what if it's just gonna shift towards south eastern side? Jokes on you now. Now, airdrop 3 is on the line AWM inside that airdrop now. But you know, 7GT was like, okay, we are pretty happy with this, and they was always focused on those unlimited rotations. So now they are just challenging the zone. And this is the best part. Wizard fired a lot of shots, wasn't sure that he just might pick off some players, tried his level best to connect some, but no, it was AsOne Esports. Knocked out one player, Bestie goes down two. Gunda is looking so strong, confirmed his skill too. Now Carl just hiding behind a buggy, applying that first hit kid pretty close to the players of AsOne. Just 2+2 split, just helping them along from a different angle for down the players of PMCO Flow, making things more difficult for them now. Again, this 2+2 is not working out with them. Region and Tope are again the only two survivors on the side of Mira.
Yeah, but look at that. Outstandingly being fired inside those smoke clouds over there. Kira Pisto not looking in a very good shape, but they certainly used up a lot of utilities to survive. And now they're using up the vehicles to move away from that situation where they're being constantly pinned down by the lads of Hoody Esports. Now barraging those 5.56 ammo inside those smoke clouds and not stopping. And they're still regrouping. They're leaving no one behind. They still want to survive all together as a team. And now the AKM has been calibrated to the 6 has been calibrated on the AXM on the AKM, and this and the 7.62 ammo is being shot at over there. This is going to be a very difficult situation for Sri to survive. And
Oh! Trooper, you saw that?
yeah,
Kazi! That was amazing. Certainly that was amazing. But at this moment, Kutumba Esports is struggling the back of his ear. Kazi was using an M249 but found an opening. 2 players from Kutumba Esports, they are just in a very bad spot. On the other side, H2O stepping up. And 2RGR, what are they waiting for? Okay, finally the first kill being confirmed. Lucky received a lot of damage from a different angle. His head is still visible. Received a lot of damage now. Only 10% HP. Xtreme Outlaws, after losing that one player in a very early stage, they are still looking pretty strong, but they have to focus on those kills. The kill department, the kill bank is still empty.
wow, they really got to work on that as well. But now the teams are starting to fall down. The players are starting to fall down. This is the moment that I was talking about. When things are going to get really fast. And Kutumba follows GM ESPORTS out of the lobby, and things are falling down. But still, this Archer Tower coming into the equation, and down on your screen, it's doing some really good work for his team. And look at that, the way he's pinned down Kira, it's not looking a very good game for them. On the one side, they've got Kira pinned down. On the other, they've also got my Nation Esports, and they're also not looking in a very good spot. This cluster that has developed towards the southwest part of the zone, and the next circle is just about to shape up. Let's see if this part is going to be there inside the zone or not. And no, it's going to be a very difficult position for all these teams that are part of this part of the map right now, because they're going to go uphill. And if there's a team holding in high ground, it's going to be a big challenge for them to make a presence inside the circle. But look at this, they are not stopping. Our splitting is just shooting towards My Nation Esports. Speaking of players, Psycho has been picked off by Lollipop over there, but now they realize this. They got to make this rotation, because if they hold on to this position here, not only these teams but the other teams inside the vicinity are going to start.
Oh yeah, look at that, the Grenadier title in favor of Roots. On the other side, Hoody Esports missing out a lot of damage, making things a lot more worse for My Nation Esports. 7 global thugs taking exit, and this is not looking good for them. Now, Astrat still eyed up on the players. On the other side, Bahadur goes down, so as his team fault is down at 11 team Huddle. This was not an outing they expected, but you have to face the situation. You have to face it. Eyed up from the other side, retaliating back to support of Mira. Delta from a different onto Erangel, pinned down the players of AsOne, and that spray was amazing. Ryzen making things more beautiful for his teammate, just helping his teammates as well as circle. It's going to be his priority across OP lining and open area, just taking cover of that small ridge, very small ridge, and tossing out a lot of smoke as well as lobbing a lot of grenades on top of towards that particular area. Hoody Esports taking down a lot of players, but Cop Black, his Scarlet is more powerful than anyone's M416 because he was still surviving in that situation. Rana showcasing his AKM skills, takes down the players of Hoody. Now they are just surviving with that one lad who's just behind the rock.
Now, trust the process. Holding on to the southern edge. But look at the kind of cluster coming in from the eastern side over there. Cops, I can spot them, but it's a big split situation that they're executing. One of the lads still so far away. He's holding on to that position that is black. And let's see what is he going to pull off. And remember, this is a team that is coming in with a big chicken dinner behind their back, and they would be looking to make an impression. Now, AsOne Unity, they're rushing towards the whites. A lot of smoke out. Look at the amount of smoke that has been deployed over here. Mr. Akash has been pulled out. This is a refight of the first Erangel Games final circle. And this time as well, whites, they are able to wipe off the entire squad of AsOne Unity. They just get 6 points out of this game. But what an amazing handle of the push coming in from the vibes of vibes over here. They're looking so good throughout the state.
They are certainly looking so good. But Sujan, this grenade is going to be lethal. Para surviving on 30. Not going to survive for so long. He goes down with Sujan receiving a lot of damage from the blue. Brought down 30 now. Still surviving. His helmet and vest is almost damaged. 90% damage. In fact, now Sujan just going to apply that one first aid kit he has in backpack now. He has left with 5 bandages, 1 painkiller, and 1 killer to drink. Brings a random shot connected. Few, but no. H2O Psycho just going to live some more time. Just going to heal himself up now. But look at that. Kira Peace Flow, 2 kills onto their name. 2 players surviving. Pretty far away from the safe zone. The distance number is 180 meters. Frenzy just using an AKM with 3 times on it, just going to focus on protection as well.
Well, look at this. Comet now. He's also look at the kind of cluster she wants towards the southern side. It's like a big spread from Kira up till the Xtreme Outlaws over there, and every single team in between these two teams, they're stuck outside. Not an easy passage for them. Everyone is trying to make their way inside, but the blue zone is also here to play its toll on the players, and it's going to be a very difficult situation for Shakar and his teammates as well. They're up the hill. They're going to make things difficult for this lad, of course, as well, but they are also not in a very good spot. Shakar pulls them down with that spray from that Scarlet out there, but Team Corps have got more players who are going to trade Shakar out as well, but not a very good situation for either of these teams. They're just hurting each other parallelly, trying to enter the zone, but the blue zone is going to really make things worse for the situation towards this part of the map. And behind all this, Xtreme Outlaws is just patiently waiting and holding on to the southeast edge of the circle right now. They've got good terrain to hold up that area, and they're using the vehicles to move in and stationing themselves strongly towards the southeast parts, and that's a very good move coming in. But this is the demise for Team Corps, and they have been eliminated out of the game.
Oh, look at that! Shakar! You can see that he has no HP. Literally 0 pixel HP. But okay, Shakar, the kill has been confirmed. And so
Even
as...
if Sina goes down, that is the end for EDT as well.
Oh no!
Now Expo, they try to make a run, and they've been denied as well. Just one of the lads has waited inside the circle, and he's just surviving out there inside open. But this is once again turning out to be a really, really aggressive start of the game coming in from Rules and his teammate. They are just making an appearance once again. Rebel and Malik with Rules once again. And Rules is on to the end with taking on the entire squad of TPR by himself, and he's dedicated Rebel and Malik towards the remainder of the teams out there. Rules now just falls back a little bit, but they have made it here once again. Back to back 4 circles for this team.
Yeah, back-to-back 4 final circles in the top 5. Hyundai slots down the whole team of Xtreme Outlaws, and he compromises position. Fired only 3 bullets. Come on. You have to fire at least all the 40 bullets on the chest of your opponents or on the torso at least. Rule serve, burst down that one vehicle, makes it cover for the players of 2RGR, but denying the fact of the rotations. But if you're talking about rotation, Malik is still focusing on the rotation despite of the fact the circle is so close. 40 meters is the number for 2RGR. Don't die. Fell behind the tree. 17 more seconds. Rebel, being rebellious, becoming more aggressive. Malik inside that smoke, so as inside this vehicle. And now it seems like teams versus with vibes will be more aggressive.
Well, they are. They really are being aggressive. Already almost 11 kills behind the back. They're looking. They've got place because they know that they can just overpower even JyanMaara on the overall standing. It's a real possibility. A thing that looked so impossible at the start of the day, at the start of these 4 matches, it's now looking possible because they just reached 24 points. They've already got 11 in the form of these kills, and they've been one more kill over here. They're just looking unstoppable versus the fight. And what are they putting off even? They're trying to take down Psycho over here. Psycho, who's on a domination mode, he's done some reasons already in this game. He's had the constant pressure coming in from that play from Malik over there. He's already on 4 kills in this game. They're looking so good. Rules with off 1 more kill, but he's now being traded. They really got to regroup him and make him stand once again because he's been really, really amazing. GURKHAxBATTALION just, he thought he spotted something out there. No, you haven't, my friend, but there are definitely
What?
different lads just controlling the high ground, controlling the curve of the land out there. And Psycho now executing a heal battle behind that cover of a buggy that he created for himself. Not looking in a very good spot, but yes, it all comes down to the fact of how much. No, he makes it right and becomes the next victim for Malik's M4.
Yep, and Malik's M4, if that M4 starts speaking, it will never stop. Just like us, Frenzy on the other side, still crawling inside the circle. 1 meter is the distance. It's just gonna cover it all. But look at that. That grenade was so perfect. So as the spray of Rooster secured 3 kills. Now I just don't want to brag about it, but 15 kills. What this team is doing.
Well, you would certainly won't be bragging, but they would be because they pull it off. And Monday coming in from Rebel, domination coming in from Business with Vibes, and they're just turning it into a single way contest. And look at that, the kind of split that they've created for themselves on the star slat, leaving no choice for him but just forcing him out of that cover that he was holding, and yet another chicken dinner. They've got 3 out of 4 today. They've got 3 out of 4, and they've definitely overthrown JyanMaara for that #1 position. If the contest is going to be just 1 slot out there, they've made a clear statement that they are coming in for that 1 slot, and they're desperately going to snatch it away from any team who's holding it.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 chicken dinners in just 1 day, despite the fact we just casted 4 games. Wow, that's how you're gonna play. That's how you're gonna showcase that aggression, and that's how you're gonna collect some kills. Malik secured 7 kills, dished out 832 damage. Survival time is insane, 25 minutes, 44 seconds, 3 assists. Also given by this one lad, and the whole squad of Business with Vibes is in the top players. What was that?
Wow, what was that? That is an amazing, emphatic performance coming in. Even if JyanMaara could get 140, I think they've got around 138. Wow, what a game! What a game! What a team! And what would be the right word? They've just shocked everyone. Everyone thought, even I thought that JyanMaara has a very good lead. 8 matches, 140 points. All these teams in Group B and Group C, they're looking decent. They're going to put up competition, but maybe some of the teams might reach around 120, 125 maximum. But what have they done? They've overpowered JyanMaara completely. But JyanMaara is watching this. They know what to do exactly. They just got to continue the good work. Highest skills. Malik, it's a race between Rules and Malik himself. In 1 match, he gets 10. Malik responds with 7 kills out there. Rebel, look at that. He's constantly supporting his teammates with that assist.
But now, for an instant, I thought that AsOne Esports, they are going to be in the top 3, but no. They are in 7th position, secure total 6 points, but 32 is the mark set by the players of Business with Vibes. 2 Rs, they are on the second, 17 on their backpack, trusty process with 13. So as a Hoody Esports, both the teams secured same amount of total points. Xtreme Outlaws, I'm happy at least they secured 11 total points from this match. It will dependent on this placement point, but still, if the strategy is going to is working in your favor, just keep the same way, just stick to it. But for Tumba, to change one thing, 1 point.
Well, look at the teams that were pinned down over there. Kira Peace Pro getting 4, My Nation Esports just getting 2, Battalion 5 they got eliminated a bit early. So all the teams that was sort of feeling themselves inside the clusters, really not finding themselves in a good spot on the match ranking over there. Now it's time to have a look at the Open 19 Pro moments, where for a moment it really looked like that the circle would bring a lot more people towards the school and the apartment area. But later on, it just shifted towards the southeast side of the Potato Hill, and where uh, the teams really found it really difficult from the southern side to make an appearance inside the zone. Even teams like AsOne, they fell down, and once they went down, versus the vibes, it was a dominating run. They were devastating. It's like a cyclone. Anything they found on the way just crashed everything. And they did not lose a play up till the last moment as well. All the three players they were present for the chicken dinner. It was a really, really good game coming in from them. And the way Rebels supported them was spectacular. And Rules and Malik, they have just been at the right rhythm. Look at that, 148 with 3 chicken dinners. And that is what is going to happen if you're going to take 3 chickens out of the 4 matches. But look at that, still, JyanMaara have got more kills than them. So
Yeah.
they've also got to keep their eyes behind their backs. You've come to the hashtag 1 position at this spot, but it's going to be a real challenge for you to keep that as well, right? But for now, this day is going to be really amazing for them. But by the next 2 days, let's see who's going to go ahead on that first position, because they're really, really just demolishing everything they're finding. Even it was a really good game for AsOne Unity with 113 points out there. It's a really decent performance. The GANGSTERS with 107. The 4 Centurions coming in from the Nepal region by the end of day number 4.
This is looking good for teams like Trust Reprocess to RGR and Game Corps on the 14th, 11th, and 9th position, respectively. Hoody Esports also showcased the form of resurrection on the 16th position with 49 points. But the important part is the mark is top 15, ladies and gentlemen, because only top 15 teams will qualify for the PMCO Fall Split 2021 finals, and Skylight Gaming will then join those 15 teams in the finals. Now, if we talk about the third eighth of the overall ranking, it is not that good, but it is kind of decent for teams like Xtreme Outlaws after securing 11 points from this particular match. They just stepped up on the 18th to 37, 7 global dogs, showcasing a perfect amount of gameplay. Secured 34 total points, similar to Underrated and Kalyog, but still 21st position. It's not that good, not that bad.
But they need to do a little more of effort over there. But teams on this phase have really been struggling throughout the day. Only Huddle had a little bit of moment in the Miramar game, I believe, and they got 18 points for themselves. But after that, it really did not look good for them as well. So they really got to continue the good work. But how are they going to be able to do that? That's going to be something that they got to find out. But look at this. Even No Fear is here with 28 kills, right? And 21 for Rule. And Gunner with 18. So it's a completely different race that is happening. AsOne have also got Saitama inside the top.
Yeah, we have the kill leaders for the PMCO Nepal region. And the first, we have No Fear, Rules, and Saitama. These are the two lads who were playing today, and that's why they are in the second and fourth position, respectively. Look at the damage. Rules has the highest amount of damage, 4,316 amongst other kill leaders. So, yeah, that type of gameplay you are showcasing, and that's why you're on the second. But the important part is your team is on the first. The point difference is just 8 points, but it's still enough.
But we still got 4 more matches to go for each and every team over here. So the important thing is going to be who's going to land inside the top 15 spot. And who's going to come first is going to be a different story during the finale leg, right? With that slot coming into the equation, we got to keep really close eyes on the kind of competition. But these two teams are definitely going to be part of that competition as well.
Yeah, now every single team has played their two-thirds of the matches, and we are done for the day, and we'll meet you tomorrow with another set of teams. So till then, take care, good night, and stay safe and stay sanitized. Good night.
Here we go now.
Let's get it.